It's Clobbern time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobbern time! Clobber on 'em all!
Come get some.
It's Clobbern time!
The word is given.
Clobber on 'em all!
Y'all, greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberoids, clobbarians, clobberooskies, clob this is and clob that's. But the most important thing to do is if you want to clobber, you must learn to first bang the rocks together, guys. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Clobbern Times, issue number 481 on YouTube, of course. That's a YouTube number, 1,481 over the last 15 years now. Clobbern Time became Clobbern Times, but that's about it. Well, the venue changed. That's about it. And so it is, of course, as always, on Monday nights. Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. Talking anything and everything, anything there is to do with comic books, of course, named after our dear departed, wonderful, great friend that we miss very much. And I can't believe it's been 3 years. The great Mark D. And Mark C. Well, Mark D is great too. This is the great Mark C. Mark C. Comics Talk. Figured I wouldn't finish the sentence having that kind of day. If I'm having terrible mic problems. First, I hope you're all hearing me well. And secondly, sometimes it just kills on me because I think I got a bad wire or something. And I have to go all the way out of the StreamYard to come all the way back in to get it to work again after I fiddle with it. If that happens, I apologize. If you didn't have any silences or whatever, you'll know it's because I'm fighting with that mic. I've got one ordered. It may not be in until tomorrow, probably the next, it'll be Wednesday. So in the meantime, let me know if you're all hearing me okay. Thank you, Chris Persia. Appreciate that. So I'll just, not much going on tonight. Chill night, as they say. So let me go ahead and do some show noties and shout outies. How about that? Of course, I want to thank the great Mark D with the C for having me on his show last night. Had a fantastic time with him and the gang for Sunday Night Geekery, which is every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, tonight, had a great time on my buddy J-Man's channel with J-Man and Sean, continuing our ongoing, it's going to be a long mission, we admit it, reviewing all of every appearance of our beloved Legion of Superheroes, 1958 to 1989, the Silver and the Bronze Age only, because that is all that matters when it comes to the Legion. So saith I. Who am I to say that? I'm me. That's it. But we're having a great time doing this, and of course, it is 3 Mondays out of the month on J-Man's channel, 6 Central, 7 Eastern Standard Time. Lots of fun for Legion fans and comics fans. So, and then, of course, obviously, we got Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk right now. And I'm usually on Tuesdays 3 of the Tuesdays of the month, I go to my good buddy Tom Midnight's Edge after dark, but I have to have geek stuff to do. Our local geek gang gets together once a week on Tuesday nights for dinner, but I might be on with the great my buddy Nick Weiser on his Toxic Tuesday show tomorrow night, talking about Smokey and the Bandit. That's the show, the movie on the docket, ending Burt Reynolds' month for them over there. Great movie. So I think I could be joining them. And then, of course, I don't know if Loki's going to be doing a comic book roundtable, but if he does, I'll be there. Love our buddy Stone Loki. Shout out, buddy. Hope you're doing better. But I'll be right back here this same time. Same Clobby channel, same Clobby time. Or should I say same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. Wildcard Wednesday night. Don't know what we'll be doing, but it'll be Wildy and Cardi. That much I can tell you. It always is. And then Thursday night, it's Clubhouse time. My wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs, and our great chief engineer, Mark D. with a C. We will have our Blake 7 episode review, a Kolchak the Night Stalker episode review, and a Star Trek comic review of Star Trek Unlimited. So check that out. Lots of fun at the Clubhouse on Thursday nights. Friday night, back to J-Man's channel. Fantastic Fridays. Yes, sir. More great classic comics reviewed, because we like reviewing comics up in you. We are reviewing, of course, King Kirby's legendary run on the world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four 1 through 102, annuals 1 through 6, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Miss Sean and J-Man and myself, 4 issues a week. We've already had three weeks, so we're well underway and having a wonderful time doing it. Please join us if you're an FF fan. It is a must watch YouTube on J-Man's channel. And of course, it's always the Friday Night Comic Shop Boys with my buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser channel. You want to just hang out and listen to a bunch of guys just feel like they're at the comic shop. 8:30 Central, Friday Night Comic Shop talk with those cool young lads over there in my old fogey ass. And then, of course, if you're a Trek fan, it's Saturday Night Star Trek. Same Trek time, same Clobby channel, every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 more scintillating episodes of Star Trek Voyager. So that's what's on the docket. And again, as I keep teasing it, it's coming soon. I will be ranking every episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. And I think I might throw in the animated series for good measure. And, of course, the movies. So that's coming soon to a Clobbern Times near you. It's going to get me in all kinds of trouble. It'll be funny and fun. It'll be fun for me, trouble for me as well. Anyway, okay, shouty outies. Let's shout out. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I apologize, but I will, because I've got it on this screen here, but I'll look at it as soon as I shout out our great wrenches, whether they're here or not. They get the shout out. The Bronze Wrencher, the great Eric K. Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North, the great Chris Persia. Chris, I hope you're doing better. I hope your father's doing better, buddy. Thank you for all you do, pal. You rock. D-Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. I got things to tell D-Bud tonight. I have a confession to make. Lord Thoth, the God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion, buddy. The aforementioned great J-Man, the Wrench without fear. And partner in crime on Earth B. And Legionnaire and Fantastic Four extraordinaire. Reviewer, that is. Maddie's daddy, Viewer of Rich Malnier, came down last week. Got a chance to meet him and the wonderful Maddie again and hang out with him as a, longtime friend of 40 plus years. And he made it down my way, and we got a chance to have lunch it was too short of a time, but it's great to see him. And I think he's back home by now. Hope you had a great, safe trip back, buddy, if you're hearing this, and even if you're not. Super Wrench Kal-El, all right, buddy. Good friend of the show as well, the great Fanty Outsider, the rascally wrench himself. Our own music, Mr. Maximum Redstone, and our triple Bullwinkle wrench, Lori. Oh, whoa, whoa. And now I'm going to run the chat back and say my shout outs, hellos for you all being up in here because it's how we roll up in you. FKHC 2005. Hike. What's up, Tim? Good to see you. Brian Hepburn. Hello, my friend. Let's see. Dave C. What's up, buddy? JT Kirk. All right, brother. Welcome. Good to see you. Penny. Hello, Penny. Good to see you. Salty Traveling C. What is up, Kimasabi? I hope you're doing well, man. If you happen to see her, give a wave and my regards to our wonderful mutual friend, Purple Valkyrie. I know she doesn't do it anything on YouTube anymore, but I miss her big time. And then, like I said, I know you have more contact with her than I do. So if you do, I think you do. Maybe you don't, but if you do, say hello to her for me if you would. Miss her very much. DJ Play Nice. Let's see. Captain Nemesis. What is up, sir? Let's see. 1701 Tex. Avon lives indeed, brother. Good to see you, buddy. Had a great time hanging out with my great buddy 1701 Tex and this past weekend, bud. And the answer to your question is number one says that Raquel Rock does not have any of those books that you asked about. So, and she's very, very excited that I asked her about that. She'd love to have those. Just Joe, buddy. What's up, Jobber? How you doing, man? You should have a stream with J-Man about reviewing the original Trek episodes. Well, we've already reviewed them on Saturday Night Star Trek. Raquel and myself. We've even done a top 25 countdown at some point. And J-Man, my buddy J-Man, by the way, is, for those who are, you should all check out, and you should all subscribe to his channel anyway. He's got a great channel. Every night he reviews, he's reviewing the Star Trek, the original series, for very short videos where he just reviews each episode. And he's in the second season now, the original series. And I've been going over there and commenting on every one of his videos. I'm ranking those with him in the comment section. Just, giving him some support over there. Gwagnar, buddy, Gwagnar. Pop Goes the World. I don't think I've seen you here before, Pop Goes the World. Have I? Whether I have or not, welcome and greetings. Hey, D-Bud is here. Hey, buddy. Kirok. I am Kirok. Brian Hepburn. Me and my monkey. Pat S. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. So far, I think we're caught up now. I'll say hello accordingly to anyone who shows up. By the way, D-Bud, as you know, on J-Man's channel, as I'm sure you're aware anyway, we were reviewing of Legion of Superheroes, and a couple of issues. We're into the action backups right now, and now we just got to the Superboy backups. Because they had a lot of backup stories before they got their own comic book. And your boy, hello, Adrian James, good to see you. Your buddy George Tuska drew and inked a couple of the stories. He actually inked himself on a couple of them. And I was not unkind to him at all. Much at all. Just so you know, you'd have been proud of me. Well, I mean, I critiqued it a little bit, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought I did a decent job. Well, I saw the DM there, Pat. I didn't get a chance to write back to you that I was doing something. But I don't know. Sunday, I think I'm going. I got something going on with my mom and dad. I'm always there with my mom and dad on Sunday, so I don't know. I don't know what I got going on, but I hate, I hate that with that time period, But I'm not really 100% sure yet. But I have to look into it to be sure. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, D-Bud, man, yeah, you'd be proud of me. It was complimentary, and well, for the most part, it wasn't bad stuff. Fortunately, the next week when we get to our Legion reviews, we're Tuska also did the pencils, early issues of Luke Cage. Yep, with Billy Graham doing the inks. And Billy Graham was a great artist. He was better than he was a preacher. Yes, I know he wasn't a preacher. QX Chief, they're in the official rock drawer, counting down for the handover. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate you. She will be thrilled to hear that. One of the things I'm really, we really stuck it out with these Legion reviews. We've been doing them for a long time. And I'm so looking forward. Next week, we finally start the Dave Cockrum backups in Superboy. And there was we do a specialty search for it. Is my mic acting up? Hang on a second. Are you all having trouble hearing me? I'm roboting, huh? Still? Crap. Hang on. Shit. Let me know if it's getting any better. I'm not even touching it. What about now? May have to pull the plug tonight if it keeps doing this crap. Is that better? Okay. Thank you, Pat. I guess I'm gonna thank you. I guess I just gotta not touch it or something, or sit still, I guess. I don't know. Hang on one second. Let's see. What about now? We're roboting. Are we fine? Give me one more check if you would. This is pissing me off. I'm guessing it's a bad cable. Sounding better? Thanks, Quag. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Chris. I just got to learn how to behave till I get my new mic in. Hey, Ravenscroft, good to see you. My new mic in will be Wednesday. I just got to not stream tomorrow, I guess. So annoying. Oh, wow, D-Bud. This Friday will be George Tuska's 108th. Would have been, anyway. Wow, 108. Oh, my goodness. We should celebrate it. Yeah, it was, 108. We'll do something. How about we can look at he didn't do a lot of covers, or I'd say we look at 108 of his covers. But Tuska didn't do a lot of cover art. Know what I'm saying? Well, what can I say? But we'll yeah. Maybe we can just review another Tuska comic. If D-Bud, if you're willing to come on, you name the time, whether it's on a Monday or if a Monday's good or a Wednesday's good. We'll celebrate with reviewing another Iron Man Tuska issue. Thanks, Tex. We'll take a something, buddies. We'll take a something. Well, oh my goodness. Well, it's what's trying. I guess there's not much going on with comics. But of course, there's always something. If you have questions about old comics, throw them out there. We'll talk about it. I guess speaking of something comics related, did everyone see Deadpool 3 trailer, the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. Does anyone care about that at this point? Wag says, I found an art team that does not work well together. Howard Chaykin and Al Milgrom. Oh, God. Check out Micronauts 15, especially page 3. Yeah, you know what? I'm not the biggest. I don't like Milgrom at any stage, penciling or inking. Chaykin can look good sometimes, has done some stuff that looks good. I'm not a big Chaykin guy. But, man, you're right, Gwag. Oh, man, it's just Al Milgrom he was just not good, in my opinion. Anything Iron Man, D. Bud Martin related? I have been asked to inform Mexican Iron Man about it. Okay, well. Maybe something different like one of Tuska's Hero for Hire issues? I still have the originals. Oh, yeah, that would be great, man. We could do one of that, and we could do two. We could do that and an Iron Man issue if you want, but of course, that's up to you. I hear you, Gwag. I hear you, dude. It's not good. I never was into Milgrom. Yeah, the Micronauts Omnibus. Gwag, was it you that told me you got the Micronauts Omnibus? Or was it, who was it? One of you in the chat the other day. Was it Larry? Was it you? Was it, man. Brian. Thank you, Brian. Sorry, but you know my memory sucks, dude. How bet you, but it's cool, right? That's right. Oh, you'll be on Nick Weiser's all next month. That's right. We're reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 41 through number 60. We're going to be reviewing all month, man. That's going to be badass, dude. So much fun. Reviewing comics is the best fun. Got the Micronauts Omnibus this weekend. That's right. Thank you. What I've seen of it looks amazing. Gwag, how is it so far? Both you and Gwag and Brian got it. What do you guys think of it so far? I was going through it, and that's when I noticed the horrible art. Okay, you have the Chaykin. I like it a lot. My son is carefully reading through it. Okay, excellent. That's a good workout. In addition to reading something cool, you get a workout when you're lifting a freaking omnibus, man. About need a freaking wheelbarrow to move that sucker. Or you put it on a table. I've had to sit at a desk and read an omnibus, which is cool though. Because I can't afford much now, I'm trying to decide. I want the Romnibus, but I still want to get the Richard Rider Nova Omnibus. He says the Micronauts Omnibus isn't too large compared to some. I got you. Yeah, we were at a place called Second and Charles this weekend, which we go to sometimes. And they have they're coming out with some skinny ass omnibuses now. I don't know if you've noticed. Shit. Some skinny ass omnibuses. I'm gonna buy. Oh, and they had some good prices on what they had a Thor omnibus, which was cool. It was Journey into Mystery 83 on a ton of issues of Kirby Thor, and they had a freaking idiotic cover on it. A cover, obviously not Kirby cover is already a deal breaker, but not even the cover that they had didn't even have Thor in the proper costume. Why would you do a Kirby omnibus? A, without a Kirby cover, and B, not even like Alex Ross or something, cool, really special. Well, this second in Charles Pat is in Covington, Mandeville, the causeway up there by the interstate. Used to be Books a Million, but it's been second in Charles for a good number of years now. They have them all over the place, though. We have one in Baton Rouge now that's smaller. They have them in Atlanta and Birmingham and other places. So, but it's pretty cool. They got some good stuff, but not like they used to. They reprint a lot of the Micronauts house ads in the omnibus. That's cool. At least most of that omnibus is Michael Golden and Pat Broderick. Did they get to the Gilcane Micronauts? That was much later, I guess. Oh, there you go. Text put it there. Second and Charles. 401 U.S. Highway 190, Covington, Louisiana. Yeah, they still have good stuff here and there, but why would you do a Kirby omnibus with a shitbag cover like that when you don't even have Thor in the right costume? That's that stupid, like more modern day costume, armor, costume, whatever, which is not like it's just compared to the original. There's no comparison. Yeah. I hear you, man. It sucks. And I noticed a lot of omnibuy there that were not very big at all. I mean, they're pretty. How's it an omnibus if it's not bigger than your hand? If it's like a stretch for your hand to pick it up, to wrap on it and barely get your hand around it, that's an omnibus. Otherwise, it's just a hardcover. Don't call it an omnibus. Anyway, they had some cool stuff. I didn't, spend any money, but there are a bunch of Chaykin, Milgram, and Ditko issues in the omnibus, says Gwag. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm not a big Chaykin guy, and I really don't like Milgram. Just a personal thing. Not my bag. I think Milgram did a lot of crappy covers too. I just don't like him. I guess I didn't mind him on Firestorm a little bit. Yeah, Golden only did the first 12. But eventually Broderick came onto it, right? I mean, I kind of like the Broderick. Oh, man. Anyway, I love me an omnibus. I love me a trade or a hag, Kevin. But they're just so expensive. Yes. Oh, okay. So Broderick did some of those. We were like I said on our Legion review, we're getting to the Superboy backups by Cockrum. And as you know, there's this site I use that has every comic ever made. Almost. So we go to pull up, just to take a look at what's coming up next. I think it's Superboy 172 or something like that. One of those 52 pagers. And I was going to go take a look at it, and it's not there. It's, half there, 16 pages, and it's not. And I can't find it anywhere on the internet. Unfortunately, J-Man was able to find it and send me a copy to read for our review. But man, oh man. Because he's the great J-Man and he rocks. But somebody left that damn thing off of there. No. What are you doing? What the hell's wrong with you? But hey, what do I know? Ludio. Godzilla Omnibus. Which is that? Oh, that the Herb Trimp one? Herb Trippy? Is that coming out, Brian? Cool. And I just can't get all these omnibuses, but I'm so glad they're doing them. Still glad they're doing them, even if I can't afford them. Oh dear, oh dear. They're cool to have, you know. But anyway, so what else is coming out? Hey, Brian, was Brian or Gwag? One of you. Sorry to get things backwards sometimes. One of you buys Back Issue magazine. There's a couple and about two issues ahead of the one that's coming up now, that are after the one coming up now, that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, Gwag. The next one doesn't really have anything in it, but that I want, but I'll buy it anyway because I collect every issue no matter what. But they're coming up on some good stuff. Man, the ones in the future. Holy crap. Man, they look good. Ravenscroft says, I think Godzilla was some of Trippy's best work on Mentions, honestly. Yeah, I love it. I love his Godzilla. Did anyone see Yaria #1, the latest campaign from the Riververse, passed up 17,000 copies and climbing? I hadn't heard about that, but that's cool. JT Kirk, that's cool. Congratulations to them. I heard it. I knew it. I'd heard it had done very well. I just didn't know how many copies. So that's excellent. Gwag says, just never know with back issues. Sometimes topics have no interest or in are the best parts of the magazine. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Who do you prefer as micro artist, Golden or Broderick? I love both. You know, I'm one of those that didn't read Micronauts much. If I look, I remember I picked it up. I was a ROM guy and I was into other books, but everybody I know was like, I got a lot of friends of mine are just gigantic Micronauts fans, and I did like it. I bought some of it. I'd have to say Golden, but I love Broderick. But I was kind of sad, you know, because Broderick, that was around the time Broderick did Legion for a couple of issues, and I thought I wanted Broderick to stay on Legion of Superheroes, and he didn't. Dang it. There's my two Morrow's books. I have this book, and now they always do this to me. I love Tomorrow's, but I'm teasing kind of, but I have this book. Comic Book Implosion. And now they've got an expanded edition. Damn, John. But you can't go wrong with Golden or Broderick. And look, I did buy some of the Gil Kane ones later. I know a lot of people don't like that much, but I love Gil Kane. So. Interesting book, though. Yeah, I think I did a video on this once. Oh shit! You guys hear me all right? I think I hit my sound check, people, if you don't mind. I think I did a video this talking about this once. Remember the Direct Currents hotline? Thanks, Ravenscroft. Appreciate it. Remember this? Do-do-do-do-do-do. All the world is waiting for you. Appreciate that. And the magic that you do. Anyway, this is a fascinating book, folks. The DC explosion and the DC implosion. Yeah. What about now? Again, I keep bumping into stuff. I'm trying not to. I didn't mind the Butch Guys, Kelly Jones team of Micronauts, says Wagner. Yeah, they were all right. They were definitely trying to give it that feel of Golden and even maybe a little Broderick splashed in there, it seemed to me. But they were pretty good. Yeah. Remember the DC explosion? The DC explosion. More pages, more stories, and the most exciting superheroes in comics. Watch for full details next month. Soon to be canceled Comics Cavalcade. Cavalcade. Oops. Interlude. Cancel. Comics Cavalcade, the Index. I wonder what they expanded on this thing. This came out a few years ago. Thanks, Texter. Appreciate that, buddy. Yep. I know. Was it? I think Mark D was telling me he knows a guy that has the copies of canceled Comics Cavalcade because he was a pro. You know, I think it was a Cooperberg or whatever, or somebody. I forgot. Glag says I'm waiting for the Tomorrow's book Marvel Comics in the early 1960s to go with the other three they released on American Comic Book Chronicles. Yeah, I have one of those American Comic Book Chronicles books. They're really good. I think they have some printing issues with them though. Yeah, Star Hunters. Hey, good night, Penny. You have a nice night, my dear. Take care. Thank you. Yep, Star Hunters didn't last too long, buddy. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah. Digital only. Digital only magazines. The hell did that get on there? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That was weird. Weird. Okay. Well, my computer is loopy. All right. Well, anyway. Digital only. Digital books only. So some of these books are just digital only now. Damn. Some of these already, I have the physicals up, but they're out of the. Wow, they're out of the. Oh wow. Well, that's just the way it goes, I guess. That's 3 different times to get. Oh yeah, 3 different times to get one that didn't fall apart. That book, Wag, are you talking about that book? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, the American Comic Chronicles. Wow, really? And what they do? More volume of American Comic Book Chronicles that covers the 1930s is the as they have missed the first Action Comics issues. Yes. I see. Wow. Yeah, they were a mess. They were a cool idea, and they looked good. The ones I've seen look really good. Huh. That's nuts, man. That's craziness. Well, we don't give you much info on these things. No digitals. And then there's vice versa. Some of them aren't even available in the dig. Wonder which issue this is. There we go. That's an oldie but a goodie. Back issue magazine number. It's back in 2012. What if the Avengers had been made during the Bronze Age? I bet you'd all watch this, wouldn't you? Ravenscroft says, just saw the Deadpool Wolverine character, and I don't know. I know I'm in the minority, but I just cannot get into Deadpool. I just find him silly and annoying. Well, look, yeah, you're probably not in the minority. I don't know if you're in the minority on that one, but he's popular. Look, I never gave a rat's ass about Deadpool. Never touched the first comic book about him. Still haven't. I mean, by the time he started getting popular, I wasn't even touching Marvel Comics. No brag, just fact. But I gotta somehow I forgot why now. I just went to see the movie, first one. And sometimes when you go to any of these, since you have so many times you go to these comic movies that you care about the characters, so you get screwed. There've been a couple of comic book related movies that I wasn't into the comic much, and I went to them and I kind of enjoyed them. Hate to say it, because I don't mean that in a bad way. And so I went to see the first Deadpool, and I liked it. I thought, again, did it make me a fan of the character in the comic? Nope. Never cared about him. And I even like the second one. A lot of people don't. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, so I'll watch this one. I just don't care much. I'm just like, but before I'll break into my own little thingy there because we got something cool. Vindicated Inc. reached 112% of his goal, and the campaign closed a couple of days ago. Awesome. Go Gary Kissel. Gary, buddy. Congrats to our good buddy, Gary Kissel. Or Kissel. So I apologize if I mispronounced that, buddy. Hey, Ironhide. Good to see you there, bud. So, Vindicated. All right. And there's a link in my description below. If you want to go take a look at Vindicated. I've had Gary on here talking about it. Stephen Mack, what's up? Good morning. Oh, my goodness. Well, good morning to you. Oh, there we go. Thanks, D-Bud. Please go see what the comic is like. If you have not checked it out already, go to Gary's page. And I'm just very happy to hear that. I'm very happy for him there. Way to go. Way to go, Gary. Rod Thunderheart. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. So, yeah, this is obviously got Nicholas Hammond. What's that dude's name? Peter Hooton or whatever the hell? Rex Smith. All these actually got made except for the She-Hulk show, but she was talking about Brigitte Nielsen. The Thor guy, whose name eludes me at the moment. Reb Brown, David Hasselhoff, and Lou Ferrigno. What's this guy's name? Guy that played Thor. That is absolutely a very good point there, Tex. Deadpool is Marvel's ripoff of Ambush Bug, only vile. Initially, he wasn't not much of a ripoff of him, but later they kind of did it. So, yeah, he's pretty much that. No question about it. I mean, I thought, again, I don't even care about him, but I thought the first movie was kind of funny, and second one was kind of funny, and that's about it. I got time to watch him once. Hey, Putin's cat. No, he's not Roddy Piper. I get Eric. Yeah, Eric. Eric Kramer. Thank you, D-Bud. Not to be confused with the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, who spelled his name Eric differently in the 90s. Peter Hooton. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what would have if they made the Avengers in the Bronze Age. But Ajit Nielsen, I think we dodged a bullet on that dumb shield attempt there. Anyway, the rowdy resurrection and return of Wonder Man. I like that Wonder Man costume. Eric Allen Kramer. Yeah. JT Kirk says 90. I'm sorry, JT Kirk. I forgot you were a Lions fan. I hear you, buddy. Bad memories. I know, yeah. Kramer wasn't that bad of a quarterback, but hey, look, 90s Lions, you had Barry Sanders. You had one of the all-time greatest running backs. At least you had that. Ravenscroft says, I didn't really mind the 70s cap either. The second one in particular showed promise. They just needed a better costume. Then again, I was young. Oh, they definitely needed a better costume. Reb Brown, yeah. Matthew Pounder, what's up, bud? But yeah. Reb Brown, bless him. Yeah. The Mighty Avengers. Don Heck, Dave Cockrum, Joe Sinnott. Standing on my own, but no. Avengers, assemble. Kirby. Yeah, but you did have Barry. Legion of Comics. Hey there. Welcome, my friend. Any comics, questions, or topics anyone wants to bring up, feel free. Because I'm just messing around looking at most old issues, a back issue. See, I like the green. I like this green outfit for Wonder Man better than the red one. You got them both right here. Anybody else like Waterman but me? It was always fun. I think Wonder Man and the Beast relationship kind of inspired Beetle and Booster, I think. In a sense, it seemed like to me. Legion of Comics says, you checking out Jeff Johns' new Ghost Machine company yet? I have not. I haven't done anything with new comics in a long time, I'm afraid, my friend, but I'm sure I have good buddies who are. For the red coat costume for Wonder Man. Do you, Guagnar? I never could get used to it. But when I first saw Wonder Man, he had the one on the right, the Defenders cover. That's kind of when I first saw him. Then later that costume got torn up and ended up with that red one for a while. I don't know. I don't care how silly it is. I kind of like that one more. I had a tough time with the red coat. It is pretty cool, though. Love Simon during the 70s. I even read that 90s series of his. Kind of enjoyed Busick's version, but no idea what he's doing today. I don't like the ionized version. It aggravated me. Wasn't that Busick that did that? Ironhide says, Clobby, since you were a Dredd fan, did you follow Wagner and Grant when they started writing a detective? I did. I read some of that. Didn't that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that when Brayfogle took over? I read some of it. I don't, and it's been a long, long time. All right, Tex, have a good one tonight, buddy. Good to see you, bro. Who was drawing it at that point, Ironhide, if you can refresh me? Brayfogle, yeah, okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, a lot of people like that Brayfogle. I should probably go back and read some of those. Is the short run of Probe comics in '87 based off your favorite TV show, Probe? No, there were no comics based on that show. Probe, there was the comic book's kind of drawn a blank on it. I don't know that comic, do I? But that show did not have any comics based on it. Man, I haven't, but Ironhide, just to follow up on your question, I haven't read those since then. I don't think. That's why it's the only good thing about having such a crappy memory. I can go back and read something. It'll feel if I had to know I read it, but it's been a long time, it'll feel brand new, and it's great going back and rereading this old stuff again. It feels so cool, and it's so cool to review it. I just picked this back issue just for randomness. There's that torn and tattered Wonder Man. Yeah, I guess it was okay. I got used to that Wonder Man outfit. I don't like when they turn him into energy. And then they use that on the great show Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Now you're getting into an era that I did not care for. I almost want to backtrack to the era I didn't care for that much. There you go. Some great press cover right there. Imperial did looks like a 3-issue run of something called Probe. That is okay. Yes, it's not related to Isaac Asimov's Probe, unfortunately. Oh, link to Back Issue Magazine. This is right now. It's a digital copy that I bought. But if you go to Tomorrow's website, let's see here. Actually, I have a link in my description below. Let me see. Let's see. Where are you? Thought I had a link in my description. Huh? I can get it though. Ding 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 ding. Oh, thanks, thanks, D-Bud. Tomorrow's website right there. They got back issue. I buy right from the site itself. I get the digital and the physical. I like to get the physical, but you don't have to. If you get the physical, you get the digital for free. But if you just want to get them digitally, you can do that too. And I like this one thing I really have to have the digital of. I mean, the I have to have the physical copies of them. This is a very old issue right here. But it was so cool. Yeah. Yeah. And I just did this at random. I just pulled this out of there at random. Well, but I have, like I said, I have every issue with this from the very beginning. I don't miss an issue. Oh my. Wah, 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 wah. I didn't miss an issue. Let's see what else. Alter Ego. Let's see what issue this is. This is from like 2012 also. And I don't even know what I'm pulling up. I have a bunch of issues of Alter Ego, but I don't have every issue. This is totally random. I don't even know what this is going to be. Oh, cool. Justice Society issue. Yeah, baby. Look at that George Perez cover. That is a sweet George Perez cover right there, man. George Perez goodness. Right there. Up in here. Right there. Nice. Yes, sirree, Bob. The good old Justice Society. Let's see. So nobody has any questions. Oh crap! I hope you're all hearing me. Excuse me. I'm paranoid about this damn microphone. I don't think this is a sour one. No. Yeah, I've been wanting to get that one, Comic Book Fever. I want to get that one, Gwag. Thanks, JT. Rebsco says, okay, Clobby, here's a question. What do you think of Batman being involved with more sci-fi or horror type villains? I always thought he worked best with the more human villains like the Joker and Riddler and stuff. I concur with a qualification. Batman, has gone through many eras, even almost in a sense iterations. Lighthearted, fun, more kid-friendly Batman can which does exist, whether people like it or not, can fight any kind of villain. It doesn't matter to me. Dark Knight Detective, the darker. I hate to use the word serious, but the one that is more true to his origins is Dark Roots. Yeah, Joker, Two-Face. Batman animated series turned even silly villains into credible ones like Riddler, even Penguin, hell, even Clock King, and even Mad Hatter. When you can make Mad Hatter, give him great, depthful, serious stories, which Paul Dini and Bruce Timm did on Batman the Animated Series, you're good. You're good. So the Batman as intended, Dark Knight Detective, boiled down and yet still not overboard sickness, but definitely the darker Bat should fight the darker villains. Again, Batman Animated Series, that's when you say what Batman was meant to be without going too far up the deep end and making it too scary and too horrible, but yet maintaining just enough of the darkness to make him fascinating to young adults, to teens and young adults and adults. Batman Animated Series has never been surpassed, and it never will be for that. Obviously, there are a lot of great comics as well. Englehart Rogers' Definitive Run, some other stuff. That's Batman in his pure essence. But that said, so many of us started, wouldn't have been able to read or understand that stuff if we didn't start reading comics as kids or watching the character as kids. So I love the Adam West Batman, which means by extension, I sort of love the 50s the sillier, less serious Dick Sprang, era before that in the 50s. And then, obviously the Filmation, him being on the Super Friends, and Batman Brave and the Bold is my happy place. I love it so much. So I don't mind the Adam West inspired, and actually was inspired by comics, take on Batman. I love it as well. It's an auxiliary take, and I love it. Love it. I love both Batman. So I guess, yes, if we're going to go with animated series style Batman, certainly the darker ones. But although, again, they've taken some of the kind of wilder ones and have made them fit in darker stories, because it didn't get too dark, but it got dark enough on the animated series. The silly ones are fun, but they should stay in the purview of the Adam West, the Dick Sprang era, and of course the Dick Sprang era, of course, in the animated series. If you can see what I'm saying, I know it's a big, long, convoluted answer, because Batman, who's been around for 80, about almost 80 years. I mean, over 80 years. Sorry, over 80 years, is a complex and a convoluted character now. Whereas Superman, I would not have a complex answer at all. It's a very simple answer. It would not be convoluted in the least. Batman is, though. Let's see. I know that was out there, but it's the best I could do. I always thought Batman Begins did a great job of making Batman a foe who really frightened the villains, but the character the cartoon probably is the best at that overall. In my opinion, the animated series is the best. But like I say, because I started as a 2-year-old loving the Adam West Batman, and because I started loving, definitely the lighter, campier Batman as a child, and that love sprang to me eventually, learning about the Dark Knight Detective Batman. I love him. Look at this Perez drawing right here. To me, it's almost a bridge between those two. One night over the course of a few weeks on Nick Weiser's show one time, we went through all Batman's costumes, and it took us like 5 different streams. That's how many different Batman costumes there have been. It's insane. To me, the perfect one is this one right here. Blue, gray, blue trunks. That's the greatest costume of all for Batman for me. And it is similar. Every costume that is at least close to similar, I love the most. Yet you could take that Batman seriously, but he could also hang out with the Justice League. He could also be a guy wearing a similar costume in Bob Haney Brave and the Bold stories, when he's really just a guy in a Batman costume in those stories because of how crazy they are. If you see what I'm saying. Yeah. But Alter Ego magazine is very, very good sometimes. Spectre and Iron Man. Hourman, sorry. Solomon Grundy wants pants too. The Spectre. The Rough Dead. Oh, man. More fun comics. Ironhide says, Clobby and chat, what do you guys think about Batman the Cult? Underrated or too edgy derivative of Dark Knight Returns? Ironhide, that comic came out when I'd opened, not too long after I opened my shop, opened my shop in BR in 1988, and I was looking forward to it because, of course, Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson, had Bernie Wrightson art. And I thought it was amongst the worst art he had ever done. And I thought the story was there's an example of going too far. I remember I had to stop. I refused to sell it to kids, and it was in the same format as The Killing Joke, which I also refused to sell to kids. I I found the story to be way too disgusting. In my opinion, it went too far. But others might not agree with that. I love Jim Starlin. He only wrote it. I love Bernie Wrightson. His art in it was not my favorite art of his. Let's just put it that way. Now, I have not looked at it since the 80s. I was so thoroughly disgusted with it. I only sold it to my adult customers who wanted it. I had a couple of kids tried to buy it, and I told their parents, I had said, no, you got to get your parents' permission to buy this. I took it off the rack. I didn't even put it on the rack. Yeah, Bernard Bailey was an excellent artist, by the way. I agree. Matthew Pounder, Bernard Bailey was brilliant. I love that Spectre cover, but I love that Hourman cover as well on Adventure. So yeah, the Batman the Cult. Again, I have not gone back and read it in ages. Don't get me wrong, but I remember being very disgusted by it. And I don't know, what did you think of it, Ironheart? Did you like it? I mean, there were I think there's some people that liked it. I guess I don't know. It was just like, yeah, I don't think I need that from a Batman story. Little did I know what comics would turn into. But a lot of people were obsessed with Miller and Moore at that point. Ravenscroft says, I always was interested in Holy Terror, but I never did read it. Probably interested because so many people were angry at it all, but I love Miller. I love Miller in some ways. And now I have read a little bit of Holy Terror, but not much, just like some bits of it. And it's I don't have an opinion on it because I haven't really read enough of it. I got a kick out of some jackass who did a video review of it and just was totally offended by every bit of the offense coming. Again, whether it was warranted or not, I don't think it probably wasn't. Even though you shouldn't be that offended by anything like that. But Miller's done some mess. The most offensive thing Miller ever did was that stupid Dark Knight sequel in the 90s. Holy crap. Iron Knight said, I think after all the darker, edgier, and more disturbing Batman stories that have come out since, the Cult seems a little tame. Yeah, this was 1988, though. It was totally unprecedented. I agree that it went a little too far, but I was surprised that Batman doesn't act like Miller. I was surprised that Batman doesn't act like Miller Batman. He's deconstructed and gets violent and uses guns, but he keeps the classic Batman and Robin dynamic going. Yeah, I mean, I'd almost have to go back and read it again. I don't know if it's worth it. So I can't give you I can only tell you what my feelings and thoughts were in 1988 when it came out, and I was as not just a comic shop owner, but as a Batman fan of the time. And yeah, it was something, though. It really gave me food for thought, and I was pretty disgusted by it. And again, it wasn't just disgust. I thought there was a little bit much, but I was also sad because I love Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson's work so much, and didn't want to criticize anything by them, and it wasn't too many years after they did a graphic novel that I loved for Marvel called the Big Change Thing Hulk, which we've reviewed here. I was surprised that Batman doesn't act like Miller Batman. He's deconstructed. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry, I already read that thing. The thing is that this is the same creative team who did the lighter-hearted Hulk and Thing graphic novel the year before. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that, and I just said the same thing. Yeah, we're on the same page there, aren't I? Mark D, my buddy Mark D, and I, we reviewed that a couple of years back and had a good time talking about it. I love that graphic novel. It was a lot of fun. And I love Wrightson's work, Didn't like Bernie Wrightson's later cartoony style myself. No, I agree. Matthew Pounder, I did not like, and he was a nice man, by the way, rest his soul. Got to meet him, fortunately. Loved it. I was a big fan, but I didn't like The Weird. Remember he did a book called The Weird for DC? It lived up to the name. I didn't really care for it that much. Didn't sell a lot of it either. But Wrightson should have stuck with them. And, well, look, he mostly did. To me, he needed the money, I guess. I mean, he was fantastic. I would love to have seen him do another one of those graphic novels of Thing Hulk. Yeah, Ravenscroft. Well, obviously, I'm glad we all know a lot of the same stuff. The weird was almost unreadable. Says Ravenscroft. Yeah, yes. Yeah. It was a little rough, man. It was weird, all right. At that point, man, there wasn't a lot. I mean, there wasn't a lot of. This was 88 and 89 up in that area. I wasn't liking anything Marvel was doing. Really hacking and out shooter was Hackmeister at that point. And DC, really DC either that much. And even some of the books that I liked, because I was a big fan of a lot of independent books. A lot of those weren't that great, or were kind of. It was kind of a, I mean, not like today, but it was the market was. I don't know. It was waning, one might say. Wasn't a good time to be in the comic book business. I'll tell you that. I mean, the 80s were a good time in the comic business, but I mean, it was kind of. But that was before the sales started going through the roof. Again, when the I hate to say it, but the Image guys were pumping up Marvel soon to leave and start their own thing. That was right when they were starting to come in and start doing a lot of their stuff that was big for Marvel. But yeah. Remember that? They were actually, wow. Just like there are no like actual real movie stars these days that much. They were actually comic book superstars. Some writers, mostly artists, and everybody knew. If you read comics, you knew. Even if you weren't into them, you knew who they were, and everyone knew their names and stuff like that. But now, yes, Squag. Oh yeah, good luck. Yep, Wrightson's Frankenstein was masterful. Our dear departed buddy Mark C had that big old hardcover that he did of that, and I've seen it. Oh boy, it was amazing. Ravenscroft says, late 80s was just horrid. All the classic comics were going through some of their worst periods. I totally agree. Little did we know that the 90s would be worse. I used to call the 90s the vile 90s. And again, this is kind of a funny thing. A lot of, some different people that I made friends with much later in life. Some of them do YouTube channels, and I hear some of these guys that are a good bit younger than me because you know I'm old. And again, this is not a criticism. I totally understand why this happens. Some of them wax nostalgic about eras that at the time I hated, and still don't really care much for, even though things are worse now. For example, they'll wax nostalgic about stuff about the 90s. Now, the good they thought comics were. I'm like, man, comics were a barren wasteland for me in the 90s, but there was still some good stuff. And going to the comic shop was still a ritual. Don't get me wrong. There was still a lot of stuff. It was that, but what I didn't realize back then when I was bitching about not a lot of good comics, how bad it would be. Well, fast forward 30 years. I didn't know it was going to be so bad in 30 years. I thought I didn't see it getting better, but I didn't think it would be where we are now, where I wouldn't even give a shit about going to a comic shop. JT says, but fun comics miss the chance to educate the reader on how to be more socially and environmentally responsible. What's a comic book if you're not demanding actions? Indeedishness. Except for Thor. Simon says Thor was mid-80s, wasn't it? It was early in mid-80s. Yeah, I mean, it was probably done by the time it was done in the late 80s. He was done. He did. He had a pretty long run, but wah 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 wah. Infinity Inc. I remember buying that for a while, and that went on too long. Yeah. The good old JSA. Yes, sir. But I mean, it's funny. There were still some good comics, though, at least. Some. For example, let's see here. Post Simonson, I was talking about the DeFalco Friends run, which was throwback to the 60s Kirby stuff. It was, it's funny how we're all of the same we're all similar mindset here. Ironhide, because I was this past Saturday, a couple times a year they have a show. I mean, by show, like a mini con, not like a big major con or anything, but it's like a small one with a dealer's room. That's about it. And it's funny, we all live equidistant. Like I'm about an hour from it. My buddies are about an hour, hour and some change from it, for about 3 different directions. So my Gulf Coast geek buddies, some of my New Orleans buddies, and we always meet up at this show. Like they have like 2 a year, maybe 3 a year. There's 2 different ones, each having like 2 a year. So we all get to see each other like 2 to 3 times. Lucky if we get 4 times a year to all go hang out and catch up. So we do it on a Saturday. And this past Saturday, what we're doing it, went to a little show. And a couple of them are hardcore comic collectors, so they found some good stuff as always, and a couple book collectors and what have you. And we're just mega geeks that go to hang out, and we talk in the geek language all day. That's all we do, and we geek out. And since we don't get to hang all the time, and we text back and forth a lot, we don't get to talk all the time on the phone. We're talking about everything we can, just old times. I'm walking around the con the other day, and we're like both trying to walk through. A couple of us are trying to walk through the crowd. It was a pretty big crowd. And like 2 or 3 times, somebody walked up from behind to say hello to me. The people that I only ever see at the cons that I've known for 20, 30 years in some cases, and 40 years. And once they do that, you lose track of each other. Like whoever you're following keeps going. And when you finish visiting with that old friend, you can't find the other one. But you mentioned that because we were talking, and a buddy of mine said, you remember how we didn't really like that, how we would talk about that DeFalco Friends run on Thor, for example, and we didn't think much of it. And he was using it as an example of a larger thing. Hey, J.D. Lewis, good to see you there, buddy. He'd say, remember some of the stuff we would look at back in the 80s and kind of turn our nose up at, or even in the 90s, we're like, it's not like this. And now we look at it and go, oh, that was actually pretty cool. I mean, there are a lot of factors for that. A lot because things are so bad now. I understand that. But also you get older and you soften up and sometimes you view things differently as well. And like that run, I didn't really mess with that Ron Friends one. By the way, Ron Friends is a really nice guy. He's actually said to me some stuff to me on Facebook when I would post stuff on my Baxter Building Facebook page once. But nice fellow, good artist. But when I would see his run back then in the 90s or the 80s and 90s, I go, oh, it looks pretty cool. He's doing kind of a Kirby throwback. That's nice, but I didn't buy the book much. I don't think I picked up that book, but people say, hey, look, if you see what this guy's doing, it looks like a Kirby look. And I go, yeah, it is. That's kind of cool, but I would just kind of not really pay much attention to it. Because it's funny you mentioned that, Ron. I was having that conversation about the DeFalco Friends run. DeFalco, some of the things he did in FF pissed me off. I have a lot of problems with him, but a lot of people really like him. 2 of my friends that I was with love his Spider-Girl run. And so does the great Mark D with the C. He's another one. Remember when I met him and he started going off about how he loves it? I'm like, oh my God, now I got a third mother out there that loves that comic that I have to hear from. I say that jokingly, of course. I think it's hilarious. But it was just the Falcos. Anyway. But we got to talking about that. Like, yeah, that in hindsight, for a lot of reasons, not just because of how terrible new comics are. Somehow, you look back at some of the old stuff that you may have turned your nose up at, and you go, yeah, it wasn't so bad. Let me go look at that again. Or if I didn't get a chance, let me pay more attention to it now. Let me go. And I've done that a little bit. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Maybe a little ashamed of it. God, what a dumbass I was. This was actually pretty good. Jeez. But yeah, it's cool though. A lot of cool stuff. But I just tell you this: if I see that Mark D with the C coming around, I'm gonna kick it. Oh, hey, what's up? I didn't see you there.
Did you just mention Spider Girl?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
No, you're in the background somewhere.
Hold on. Let me.
Mic problems with mine. Hope we got yours okay.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, Scribe Light, good to see you. Welcome.
I was saying, did you just mention Spider Girl and how awesome she is?
No, I didn't mention how awesome she is. So I was telling my friends here in the chat that when I was hanging out with the Gulf Coast Geek Gang Saturday, I have two of my friends, one of which has been trying to. You think you've tried to sell me that comic for the past since we've known each other? He's been trying it for 30 years.
And has he succeeded?
No. Well, of course not. But I mainly just did because I wanted.
I'll give you one. I won't sell you one.
I was doing it to spite him. So. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Sell me on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying that you have that in common with them. They're like,
Yeah.
But so anyway, yeah, it's what's happening here? Oh, I got pushed out of my damn account. There we go. All right, erg. So we were talking. I was talking with the gang here in the chat just about what was we talking about? What was I talking about? About things and stuff.
That's good.
And also stuff and things, by the way.
It's always good to talk about stuff and things, or H&R Puffin stuff.
H.R. Puffin stuff. I almost did my filthy version. Sorry, everyone. I have a filthy version of that, and I won't do it. Don't worry. It comes like cloud. As soon as you say that one to me, boom, I break out into a song. Yep.
Well, Tom Connors was showing me that new AI musical program where you can, make songs. You could put in your own lyrics, but we could do we could maybe do a PG-13 if you're HR Puffin.
No, that's no fun.
That's no fun, right? Yeah.
I got to do my highly offensive version, or it's just
we could try the highly offensive version too and see what happens. Yeah, just not play it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you say you
not live. Yeah.
I see you got comics.
I did get new comics today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I have that issue, Brave and Bold, with
Which
Batman
one?
turned into the demon. That was one of my grandfather the comics my grandfather brought back for me. That freaked me out. Oh, that scared me as a kid. Batman turned into a bat. Wow.
Wow, that's nice. Jim Aparo cover anyway.
Great art. Yep. It's this thing. I have a horrible memory for certain things, but as soon as I saw that scroll by, I'm like, boom. I couldn't remember someone's name, but I can't. I can remember exactly what comics I had back as a little kid. Yep. Oh, D, but I got a sub to Conan. I haven't bought any of the Conan comics, but everyone's telling me how good those are. So,
but if D-Bud's buying it, D-Bud's buying it,
let me go right now to Atomic Avenue.
You know it's good because he doesn't buy new comics. He's buying that one. They better be Conan comics. Well, they're not, unfortunately, D-Bud.
Atomic Empire, I should say. Yeah.
Is the new Wesley Dodds Sandman any good? Didn't know they were doing a Wesley Dodds Sandman. Don't tell me they're doing that. I don't know, Matthew, but it's DC. Do you really think they would do him justice? You'll probably be like, look what they're doing to Alan Scott. You tell me if it has a chance to be any good. Know where I'm coming from?
Yes, I do, unfortunately. Yep. And J-Man was reviewing those too, wasn't he? Or buying those as well, yeah.
The Alan Scott ones?
The Alan Scott ones, yep.
I think he stopped.
So what's the new book? It's Savage Sword of Conan or Conan the Barbarian 2023? I'm trying to sub to it now.
D-Bub, what's it actually titled? the Titan one, the new one you're talking, the one you're buying?
Because I'm seeing
Sorry.
2 of them.
My phone's going off. I forgot to turn it down. Damn it.
They're up to issue 12. It looks like. Oh no, they're set. Let's see. They're. I recognize maybe some of the covers too. Let's see. It must be this Conan the Barbarian 2023 because there are 5 printings of the first issue. So I'm also seeing. Here I can just I can share my screen for a second and see.
Go for it. I'll get rid of this.
You guys can tell me what's the right one.
I got the first issue. Good night. Oh, Raymond's cross-eyed now? Hey, Joe Dog, what's up, buddy?
Hello, hello.
Good
So
night,
I'm
bud.
seeing this one, and then this is Savage Sword of Conan. I'm not sure what this
Good night,
one is.
good night, Ravenscroft. Appreciate you, buddy. There's a Savage Sword of Conan book also. That's a magazine. But there's
that's a magazine. Okay.
There's a regular
Gotcha.
Conan series.
So that's $7 an issue.
What, they got 100 covers?
And then this is Conan the Barbarian 2023. Okay, so King Conan, that's when Marvel lost that's the last Marvel run, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they got.
And this is rated 4.5 stars.
They got like a few issues out now already. They're
up to issue 12 for solicitations in June.
How many issues of the Conan book, the comic, are there so far, D-Bud? Mars Monkey Max, what's up, MMM? The Thorian Age map.
Very cool cover. Yeah, good. So sometimes these special covers are pretty cool, right? I mean, so like for the first, Zurcher, yep. He's very active on the Twitter universe.
I see him all the time on there.
Yeah.
But is he doing the new one?
He's did this cover.
Star Trek, his artist did Star Trek Early Voyages, the issues we liked. RRT and Z, what's up? Welcome, sir. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Chuck Norris is the answer to the riddle of steel. Thank you. I'm beginning to think you might like Chuck Norris a little bit. You might be a fan.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Chuck Norris movie? So go ahead.
Invasion USA, because it took me 30 years to finish it.
Really?
There's a long story behind that one. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if RR has a favorite though.
You've heard that. You've heard RR's favorite. Yeah, yeah. But you've heard my Invasion USA story.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It could not be reached. What's up? Delta Force.
Delta Force is a great one too. Yeah, yeah.
Code of Silence was okay, but I don't really like his movies that much, to be honest.
I like Delta Force is very good, and
not really into his movies.
Yeah.
Conehead the Barbarian #1. I can't. I think issue 1A Panosian is the cover I got. I can't remember now. I'd love to have that. I mean, I hate variants, but I mean, I would if they let me pick, I would want the one that's that one. That may be the one I have. That's a throwback to the Barry Windsor Smith cover of #1 when it was called Barry Smith. But Wagner said 9 so far, but 10 is coming out. The De La Torre art is like Buscema's run. Yes. Right.
So here we go.
10 is out this week, says Gwag. Thank you, Gwag. Thank you,
Thank you, Wagner. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to sub to it. So here, I like this. This is the most. What's this? Oh, this is the movie cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome. Yep. That's amazing. Yep. So if I want to sub to this, I can do. See, you guys are enabling me right now. Oh, I can add that to the cart.
You got it.
Number 5.
You're 9 issues back.
Yeah.
So you know how expensive that is?
Well, I can do add to cart.
What you gonna get the first issue?
Add to cart. I can't. They're out of stock. So that's the issue.
Of all of it?
You can't buy 4. Well, at the store, 4, 3, 2 out of stock. Out of stock. It shows you it's good, right? Out of stock.
Now you're gonna get the first issue.
I have to go to a Fleabay or my comic shop, or So that's 4, and then I can do 8. I can add 8.
RR said I have the same birthday as Chuck Norris, but I'm only borrowing it. He inspired me to start karate. He came from nothing. A true self-made man. Best film, Lone Wolf McQuade. Did you guys do that one? On Toxic?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did Lone Wolf McQuade years ago. Yeah. All right, let's subscribe. Yeah.
Matthew Bennett would love to get the Conan I'm to buy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I bet they are expensive there, buddy. Yeah. Well, I was going to be on Nick's show for Smoke You and the Bandit tomorrow night, but with this microphone problem I've been having until I get my new one in Wednesday. I've ordered it, but it won't be till Wednesday.
Well,
I don't know.
right. You better show up. Yep.
I don't know. So far it's lasted. I said I was roboting earlier, but right now I guess I'm fine. But
Seems pretty good now. Yeah.
But I've had some problems with it. I was fine on J-Man's show, I think, and then I had some trouble with it starting out tonight. Before I started on here, we're getting it in, so it's finicky. It's very, I don't know if it's the cord or what.
Well,
so I got one coming in.
Well, if you got one coming in, I mean, you could always change the cord, but it's not worth it. Did you get a stand for the desk or?
This one comes with a little tripod thingy.
So to hold it up, yeah. So you don't have to worry about the thing falling over on your desk anymore. Yep.
Nope.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Facsimile number. Was that the first appearance of Dazzler or?
But it is the first appearance of Dazzler.
I wonder if I have that. I might have that.
I remember buying that off the stand.
How much does that cost?
Buying that right
Are they just going? Are they just going through an order now, or I guess they must be just cherry picking different issues? Yeah. To do, yeah, they're not doing everything. Not doing anything in order, I guess. But yeah. I wonder if you can see. I wonder if you can see what. I can't see that there.
Thanks, JT.
Just try to see where you do the cover selections, but
I hope the new mic is at least decent, because I don't hate to switch back to this one and worry about it.
I hope it's good. Yeah. Well, you can always return it if it's not good, right? Where'd you get it from? Amazon or?
Well, yeah, but Oliver Belamonte, hey.
Oh, here, cover selections. Here we go.
Second trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine is out, but it feels so-so to me. Despite the language, plus Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths 2, it's out on digital download. Yeah, I'm going to have to review that dribble. So,
I think I've shown this before, but this is what you got to, and I'll show my new comics in a second, I guess, but this is the nightmare if you really care about it. Most of the time I don't care, but you got to go through and look at, like, for Action Comics, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 covers.
God, that many covers.
So each month you got to go through. So at least, and then they're $1 more. Yeah. So these are all the variant. These are all the variant covers. So you got to go through and pick which. And you can bid. Like this one's a $10 comic. So if you want to bid on that, you have to put a bid in, and it might not. Even if you put in $10, you might not get it.
Oh my God, I hate to go.
So this is 50. This one's $50 to buy this comic. Early deadline pass.
You know something? People are buying into this crap. They like buying the variant stuff. So what am I supposed to do? But it's like they don't get it, man. It's so. Oh boy, that's a take on an old Adams cover.
So I bought that one. Yeah.
MMM says, Clobbern, sometimes USB pins require some cleaning. And you can use the needle to bend the pins back into place, but do it gently. Thank you, MMM. I appreciate that. J. Goose says, I remember when I was a kid in the 1970s, I picked up a Marvel Treasury Edition reprint of Conan on the Cross, which was my first exposure to Conan. Mind blowing. Is that the one with the white background with by Barry Windsor Smith with a beautiful cover? I have that Conan Treasury. It's great. There were a couple of Conan Treasury editions though.
Yep. you can see how I ordered this one. So I have one copy. So it's a Micronauts Avengers cover. Totally ridiculous,
Whoa.
but I ordered. So they've got the Micronauts, so Princess Marie, Commander Rand, a Croyer.
$199
Biotron.
for an omnibus. Jesus. Okay,
Oh my
so there you
God.
go. Sorry. Go ahead, but go back. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, yep. So, but yeah, this is they're doing Micronauts covers, Micronauts variant. I'm like, of course, I'm probably one of the bigger Micronaut fans on the planet, so I got to buy it. Although Captain Marvelette is on the cover, unfortunately, but
You got the artist edition, didn't you?
I did not yet. So
The
actually gotta
omnibus
get
came
that.
out this week.
Yeah, that came out too. I gotta buy that. Yeah,
Well, wait till it's cheap, or cheaper. In
I
fact,
know,
it's,
but what if it sells? What if it sells out though?
well, let me just let's take a look.
What's it going for now? Yeah, yeah.
I'll let you know. I'm afraid to touch anything here. Okay, all right. There we go. I mean, it's retail $120, but it's 67 on in stock trades. There are 4 different freaking covers.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
4 covers.
That's a pretty decent price. Yeah. So you
Well,
got
you got to get the classic, the number
cover,
one
number
cover.
one.
Yeah,
Dave
that's the one
Cockrum
to
cover. That's the one I would get. Rom, there are 3 covers. This was 4.
get. Yeah.
That one. Then you got. That's a cover of an annual by Ditko. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They put that one
I mean,
on
it's a
there.
great cover, but
Which Gwag and I think and Brian Hepburn both got it. There's a golden cover.
it's not as good as cover number 1, though.
I like that Dave Cockrum cover the best. And then there's this one, this is one of the special editions, but golden. I remember that being on one.
So,
of the
but those are all identical books, though. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's in
All
stock
same.
trades.
Yep, and they're let's see, that's 46% off, according to that.
Wow,
And
already?
Yeah, and since you're exceeding, I think, anything over $40 is free shipping, but don't quote me on that. I think it is.
Oh, well, I'm ordering that.
I think that's the case. You might want to check, make sure, because I don't know what
46% off. Yeah.
But 46% off. I mean, that doesn't say a year from now it might be more, but I don't know. You just don't know.
I don't want to risk not getting it though either.
If you really want it. Yeah, I mean, I hate to enable you, but
well, you got me.
Did you order it?
Well, I added to my cart. I mean, it better not sell out tonight because then I'll be really pissed. But
that's a good price. It works out to $92 in Canada, which is 20 less than what I paid. Gotcha, Quag. Yeah, I mean, I want the ROM one, and I want the Nova one. Did you see the ROM one? Let's see.
Yeah, the ROM one looks. Who's that guy? Aaron on the ROM guy. The guy's always posting. Comic books. Yep, yep.
Well, they got.
He's a huge ROM fan. Yep, yep.
No, ROM. Oh man, ROM. I get ROM $50, 60% off on the ROM one. Tempted to get that one. See, they got a George Perez cover, which I don't really like that one too much, to be honest. So again,
no, that's yeah.
The clear
it's
choice
nice,
is. You got this Frank Miller cover, and it's got the X-Men on it.
Yeah.
By the way, this doesn't have the Nova issue. I mean, it does have the Nova issue. Then you got the splash page cover, which is pretty cool. But still, I just want that's the cover to number 1. It's a Frank Miller cover.
I know for an omnibus or something like that, you gotta go with the original cover number 1. I mean, it's just because it's what starts the series. You see that Micronauts cover, and that issue has gone way up in value. I should have bought. I always say that I should have bought more, but it was 10 cents in the in the quarter bin. No one cared about the Micronauts. but that issue is going for 30, 40, $50 now. And no one cared about the Microsoft knots except for me and my friend Joe from grammar school, probably. So yeah, so it's
Moon Knight,
amazing. Yeah.
Moon Knight Volume 3, the series, the new series, or newer, or what you talking about? Mars Monkey Max. Are you talking about some of the trades of the omnibus, or are you talking about the comic Volume 3?
Guessing the comics, right?
Yeah, if you're talking about the issues, I don't know. You could go look at mycomicshop.com if you're talking about that. If you're talking about anything to do with trades or hardcovers, I'd always look here first. Yeah, the comics. Early 90s. Okay, gotcha. I would say probably mycomicshop.com. Been there. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Oh, they have there's a ton of Moon Knight, or as I affectionately call it, Moon Knight, as we joke. I did buy a huge omnibus or trade at the last Comic-Con in New York City for my nephew, and he enjoyed it. I can't remember which one I bought for him. But there's a ton of. The problem is if you want to get the whole run, like a lot of times I'll just do collections and stories. If you put Moon Knight in there, something that's, oh my God, there's a Moon Knight and Devil Dinosaur Volume 4 trade paperback. What? Like
what?
They actually did Moon Knight and Devil Dinosaurs as a trade. I guess that makes sense.
They did Moon Knight and Devil Dinosaur together, you mean?
No, yeah, Moon. I'm sorry, Moon. My brain. Sorry, I apologize. Moon Girl. I'm so shocked that, like, why would they actually reprint Moon Girl? Moon Girl. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Check. Yeah. See, I buy new comics when I've got Dane Bramage. So yeah.
Dane Bramage.
Yeah. I was going by. I'm like, what? They're actually reprinting that? I can't believe it. But yeah, it's
so look at this here. This crap. They had this.
What are they collecting?
They had this at a second show the other day. We were at with my buddies, and had a decent price on it. But look at that cover. It sucks. This is just start the Kirby run. Journey into Mystery 83 on up, like for the whole big.
Why do they have Oliver Capel on?
Why would you put this cover on there? Exactly. They didn't have this version. Let's see.
No.
This one, which
you got to go with.
It's got to be that.
Yeah, you got to go with that.
Why in the hell would you bother making this funky crap?
But you do that if you're on volume. You do that if you're on volume 20 or something.
Do it on a Kirby issue. Yeah.
No, not the Kirby. Yeah.
Hey,
if you're reprinting those issues, yeah, you put that on the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so aggravated. J.D. Lewis says, "Love the Micronauts. Didn't care for the Chaykin Milgram period in between Golden and Broderick." Yeah, I'm with you. Great book for the most part, though. Yeah. Did you get that? Get the omnibus like some of our other friends did? J.D. Lewis. So yeah, look, this is crap, man. What I would have got that, man. It was so cheap. I think
how much was it?
I think I'm trying to remember now, but it was at least around like
$20, $30.
It was like 50. Oh no, it was like 50. It was half price.
Half price though, yeah.
It was. Put it this way, I still probably wouldn't have bought it because it'd be a cheap ass, but it would have been a damn good buy at $50, but not with that cover. Be damned if I buy that stupid cover.
Oh, they're reprinting Marvel 2-in-1. That's volume 5, yeah, 47 to 60, $46. Wow.
Where?
Of course, I own them all, and on.
But there's no omnibus though, is there?
In stock trades. No, it says volume 5 hardcover.
Oh, okay.
And it's got the Thing fighting the Thing on the cover. The 50th issue.
Nice. Oh, those are great though. I still want to pull the trigger on this Nova one day. Ramen Nova, the ones I want. And I want this cover, number 1.
The classic, yeah.
$62. But that's a pretty good price. It's a $100 book. But I already bought the 2 trades, but this has a little bit more than that. But you know what's missing from it's supposed to have every Richard Rider Nova appearance. We've talked about this before. Every Richard Rider Nova appearance in the bronzes except one.
Why is that?
because it was in ROM and they couldn't get the rights to do it at the time.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you get the Romnibus, you can have it because it's in that.
It's in that. Yeah.
I'm told. I mean, yeah, I know it's in there. So it's not annoying. I got to torture myself with the Astro City now because I'm behind on my Astro City Metro books that I want to start getting, which are reprints of. Even though I have a lot of reprints anyway, I want them.
Yep.
They're doing they're doing these new things on Metro book that's compiling them all. They're paperbacks. They're not hardcovers, but let's see. They're up to number 4. Actually, they're up to 5's about to come out. $20 is pretty good though. These are $40 books. I think. Well, no, they're okay. Well, they're $35 books, so 20's not too bad. Mm-hmm.
So I was looking up Moon Knight, the third series. Oh, the third series is only 4 issues.
The Fist of Koshnu or whatever.
Yeah, that was 1998. So that's got. I mean, you could buy it all for, $6.33. So $15 gets you all 4, comics.
Yeah.
If that's what you were looking for, Volume 3. Very few comics in that. Volume 2 had. I'm looking at my comic book database. Volume 2 was only 6 issues. Oh no, that's Canadian edition. Let's see.
Mars Monkey Man says, "Oh, I have them all. I'll have all of what, buddy? I'll have them all." Then he said,
"Yeah, the Volume 3. I'm guessing. Yep.
Yeah, Gwag. These Metro. I got the first Metro book. I need to bust down and just get the other ones because I don't know how they're gonna. I want to have them all one of these days. I mean, they have a lot in them. They're paperbacks, but they're pretty cool.
What's your view on buying, an omnibus if you have all the issues, like Marvel 2-in-1? Would you buy an omnibus if you already had the issues, or?
Yeah, I mean, if I could, like, I had just money to. Yeah, I would.
If you had money to burn.
You never have to mess with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, number 5, they're already up to the new Astro City thing. Oh yeah, they're already I have every issue Astro City ever made, every drop of it, but I still want these books. That's how I am. So everybody's different. But yeah. If they did an omnibus, they'd only have to do like maybe 2 or 3 omnibuses of Marvel 2-in-1 to get it all.
Yeah, they're doing those trades right now. Yeah,
only 100 issues and some annuals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Moon Knight, the first series, ran to issue 38, 7/184, and then the legacy numbering they went back to issue 188. They started again in 2018, and then it probably got canceled. It went to issue 200. I hate that something got canceled in 2018. Yeah, so
yeah.
Didn't last yet, but I guess they took all the numbering and combined them with all the other issues. So there are actually 9 series of Moon Knight. 9. Wow.
9
different series. Yeah, because they keep doing number ones.
Yeah, they do so many. Yeah. Sheet.
It's got the new costume that you despise. Yeah.
With that stupid suit.
The suit, yeah, with all the extra lines and stuff. Yep.
No thanks.
And that's canceled already too. It only made it up to issue. Looks like issue 30. Oh, maybe it's still going. It could still be going. Because it was 2/124, so maybe it's still going.
Yeah. Who's Who Omnibus. Look at that sucker. I think Sean got this.
That's awesome.
This is the second one. This is the second one now. I don't know if they have.
I always love those Who books or Who's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I was gonna say no. I had already added the omnibus to on in stock trades probably when it was a pre-order. So I almost just bought two of them.
Yeah. Oh man. Fourth World Omnibus, number 2. Number 2? Thought there was only one of them. Looks 72 buckles. I think Sean has the first one. The second one. Bunch of comics. Yeah, this has the mostly a lot of non-Kirby stuff. But it's got it all in there. Jerry Conway, screw him. It's got the Great Darkness Saga in there. I need to break down and get this before they stop selling it. Dragon Heels. Before the Darkness, number 2. Better get it for him. Keep saying I'm going to get it and not get it. Better get it, damn it, because it
The
fills in
worst
a lot
thing
of
when
gaps.
it sells out and you don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get that. So you got comics.
Yeah, I'll show the comics in a second. Let me get set up. But the one thing that's great too, if anyone goes to Comic Cons, if you're looking for a run, like there was they were signing like ROM issue 1 through 75 with all the annuals. You can buy a lot of the comic shops had or comic booths had runs that you could buy, or like 1 through 50, 51 to 100. So sometimes that's a great way, especially if it's a lesser known comic, or something that they haven't done a trade for. Of course, it seems like these days there's a trade for for everything, I think. But and then sometimes it's more fun to actually I think the the original comics too. I don't know, just I mean, they're easy to read, obviously, the trades, but there's something about, like, if you went there, it's like, oh, that'd be so cool, just buy ROM 1 through 75 and you're done with your collection. Then boom, you've got all the issues. Although it's much easier to read, I agree, in a trade trade form.
Yep. Yes, indeed, isness. Well, you could show them anytime you're ready.
Yeah, I'm getting
Who
the camera set up here.
Wants to see Mark's new comic. Just kidding.
Wait a minute, you guys are all gonna make fun of me.
We're not making fun of him now. I will not stand for it. No making fun of Mark's new comics.
But before you make fun of me, I'm going to show you some cool stuff that I got.
That's not a part of the game. We got to make fun of you.
Well, they can make fun of me after.
If you show us cool stuff, we can't make fun. Oh, all right.
I had to get this, right?
Why does it say Batman 66? I don't think it's based on Batman 66.
No, right? Isn't it the New Adventures of Batman?
Yeah, well, no, okay, it's something different. He never had. It looks more like that. It looks like more like it's from the New Adventures of Batman.
Right. That's what I thought it was from.
But
well, there was a comic
say it on the box.
Yeah, there was and of course it came in Amazon.
They bent the fuck out of it.
Yeah, they bent it, but the artwork is fantastic.
Oh, that's Batman 66, the comic book. And there's Hunger Boy's favorite artist, Mike Allred.
Yeah, so this, Commissioner Gordon, I think, in this book, was in the bat suit. I think in Robot Batman.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Wasn't it Gordon? It was Gordon in the suit, wasn't it?
I bought a lot of those, but I can't remember that particular issue. So
someone can help us out, maybe. But I think that was. But this is just too damn. This is just too cool.
Oh,
so I got to eventually take this out of the box.
Fantastic.
I mean, just Robot Batman. I mean, nothing says 60s more than Robot Batman, and he could kick Iron Man's ass. No, just kidding, D-Bud Martin. Just
kidding. Real cool.
I mean, yeah.
D-Bud's not happy.
He's not happy, yeah.
I'm not sure what he's not happy with, but he's not happy.
Just kidding, D-Bud, yeah.
And that was way before you said that. What the hell, D-Bud? What's the matter, dude?
I can't see the chat from here, but
oh, we're talking like that all of a sudden. Jay
I guess I got that.
Who's made for great posters, but as a frustrated wannabe artist, I preferred the Handbook of the Marvel Universe. Did you? I thought they had a lot of great art in Who's Who though, because they had better artists than Marvel at the time. I thought. But we used to watch this cartoon with it was the Batman Tarzan Hour. Adam West and Burt Ward came back to do the voices. And did you get Batmite?
No, see what I screwed up? I'm missing Robin from the McFarlane line, and I wasn't paying attention. I thought this was Batman 66.
Now this is New
So,
Adventures of Batman.
so I
But
got the
he
wrong
was on,
Robin, but still,
but Batman
it
was
looks
on that
just
show.
like him.
Oh, that's not the New Adventures, or it is?
Oh, it is New Adventures. Yeah.
Well, there was Batgirl was on there as well.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is I'm missing Robin from the original run of Batman 66. So
by the
then
way, that was for your new comics. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So
sorry,
so I bought this. I mean, I'm not going to return it because it's a cool figure. But I thought it was Batman 66 version, so the face sculpt is a little bit different. I mean, I could put him next to the Batman 66. Oh yeah, it's still good.
You didn't get to do Adventures Batman?
Well, now maybe I have to buy it.
I think you do. Hey, do you have the Trans Am there from back then?
Yeah, I got that for tomorrow night. Yeah,
for Smokey and the Bandit. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to have my multi-visual presentation. So, and then of course I did buy. This is my first Superpowers figure I bought.
Zero-N-R Batman. I got to get that. Is that the store?
That's the. Yep, that's my first McFarlane one. Yep.
Actually, D-Bud, if he talked, he wouldn't sound like Casey Kasem. Remember, that's the late 70s New Adventures of Batman with that Burt Ward, Adam West and Burt Ward doing the voices. Casey Kasem did them on Super Friends and the Filmation cartoons, right? Wow, the Zero-N-R Batman. Oh, my goodness, I have to have that. Super Batman and Planet X.
So they're up to 27 figures in this line now. And this is the first one I bought.
Darkseid sucks. They screwed up Superman and Batman. Why do John Stewart? Most of these suck. McFarlane's incompetent.
I thought this new Batman was good, was it or no? Oh, that's a gold Batman.
I do like the Zero-N-R one.
And isn't that Batman any good? The with the gray and
that one looks more like the Superpowers, but I'll give him that.
You got Disco Nightwing and other
Black
Nightwing.
Manta looks all right. Sinestro looks good. Green Lantern looks good. I don't know why he would do a Justice Lord Superman. That's asinine. Fake Superman with that crappy costume sucks. Go to hell.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Deathstroke does look good if you like Deathstroke. Darkseid looks like crap. Flash looks okay. Why you got the Batman who laughs in a Superpowers is more. That's what I'm saying.
Stupid.
That's what I'm saying, dude. McFarlane.
Well, because it was popular.
You are an imbecile to put the Batman who laughs in a Superpowers figure set.
And then they've got like modern, and they got modern Robin there. Or is that Robin from Earth too? No,
that's crappy too. But holy shit, the Batman who laughs. Why?
That's the only Robin they have. Why don't they have the original Robin there? Or is that what they did for Superpowers? Did they do Robin look like that? I can't remember the Superpowers line which Robins they had.
He's gonna read it in Casey Kasem's voice. Now on with the count. Great quality down. Every time Martin types something, I'm gonna read it in Casey Kasem's voice. Put your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Well, I got a dust, and this is brand new. So I'll open this up for the show tomorrow, but maybe I'll do an unboxing tomorrow.
Love it.
Smoking the Bandit.
Love that car. Had that car. Well, it was on our lot. I got to drive it, but my brother got to drive it. It was actually his because I was a little bit younger than him when he was getting to drive that car.
So 77 Sonic Clobbern.
You talk about a popular car.
That must have sold a lot of cars when that came out.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Everyone in the Firebird, yeah.
I wanted Rockford's car, but that was a great one too.
Yeah. And JD says, "Oh, Superpowers did have the classic Robin. That's what I figured they would do." So yeah. So I thought that was a pretty good purchase, and I'll use that for Toxic Tuesday.
Yeah. When'd you get that?
Today.
Oh, okay.
Nick enabled me. Yeah.
Oh, Nick told you where it was?
No, I'm just joking, but I gotta, it's fun to have something to show or
Yeah.
Plus this is such a cool car to put on the my display case of classic
Yeah.
automobiles. Here, let's take it out.
Yeah,
So,
D-Bud, I wanted Starsky's car also. I do have a Johnny Lightning of Starsky's car. That's badass right there. Badassery.
yeah, it wasn't too expensive. It wasn't it's not a Uber super duper. But the doors work.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to jump in. I don't know if the T-top comes off, but
Let's
there's
jump
just something
something.
so cool.
I want to jump something. Jump me.
Yeah, it's all dusty already.
Oh, it is. That's
The
oh
box.
my goodness.
Yeah. Here we
Sheriff,
go. We gotta.
Sheriff, the letters FO mean anything to you? That's such a quotable movie, and I haven't even seen it in like decades.
I gotta quote the crap out of that one tomorrow. It's gonna take. I gotta start during the day and start grabbing the quotes. Some of a bitch.
Well, with my microphone, I don't think I'll risk it, but I'll definitely.
No,
be
you should show. No, come on, show up for that one. You have to.
Oh, by the way, did you hear our buddy Gary got his vindicated funded?
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, someone reported that earlier. He got it back.
Congratulations, Gary. Yep.
Yeah, buddy. If
Very
he
good.
maybe
Very
he'll
good.
be there if he's there with you tomorrow. We can
Yeah,
congratulate him.
that's awesome news. Yep. All right, so now you can make fun of me. You can't make fun of me for these
All
purchases.
right, everybody, time to make fun of Mark's purchases of new comics.
Sorry about
We
that.
should have a theme song. It's
Yeah.
time to make fun of Mark. Let's make fun of Mark because he buys new comics.
All right, well, I got to do that new AI. I'll have that AI make me
Yeah, I guess we
make
can
me
get
a
Tom
song.
to
give me
make
the
you a theme
lyrics.
song.
Yeah, give me the lyrics.
There you
You come
go,
up with the lyrics. You're the lyricist.
dear D-Bud. Yep, you put that up there, please. Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night. Smokey and the Bandit. Eastbound and down, load it up and truck it. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go. Short time to get there. We almost went to see that as many times as we went to see Star Wars in 1977.
Yeah.
And sometimes they were in the theater for a while. They were in the theater at the same time. We'd go see Smokey and the Bandit like on a Saturday and walk in and see like sometimes just watch the Death Star Battle of Star Wars when we get out. Then other times it'd be the other way around.
It's hysterical. Just live in the movie theater, right? Yep.
Well, it played. Star Wars played in the theater for about a year.
Yeah. The film ran out. Okay, so
And
we've got
Smokey played for a good long time as well.
Smokey would have been probably. I mean, we might still be talking about Smokey and the Bandit. Well, we are these days, but I mean that.
It was still did
that
well.
was
It was probably number
that was
2
massive.
that year.
Yeah, no, it was a massive hit. I mean,
The only other
if it wasn't for Star Wars, it would have been Smokey. I mean,
let's see. The other movie that I really loved that year was Bad News Bears Breaking Training. So we saw that a lot too. And there's some other stuff, I guess.
Wagner is puking. It looks like I'm looking across.
Oh wow, you're making everybody puke. Oh my god.
Or is he happy? I can't tell. Is
that Girlverine?
That's
what's her name? 23.
X-23, I guess. And
why is she on a Wolverine comic? That's Marvel Comics is the answer. Sorry.
Parental advisory, not for kids. At least they put that in here. So, Sabretooth War #7. This is the hottest comic going these days. Issue 1 is selling for $80 if it's a first printing, because it's Peter Parker, 40-year-old with kids, and he's still married to Mary Jane. So one more day did not happen.
Good. I'm glad it didn't happen, but it's still
selling like crazy. So, and that's a pretty cool cover. I think that one's.
I mean, that is a good idea. Got to admit,
right?
But it's Marvel. Better mustache ass Burt Reynolds or Tom Selleck. Well, man,
fourth printing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom Selleck was a great dude, and Magnum was cool and all, but Burt Reynolds, I mean, that's not fair to Tom there, man.
Who was the better stash, right?
Burt Reynolds was the man.
So I think that cover's pretty good.
And you guys have a Burt Reynolds month on Toxic Tuesday. You don't have a.
Yep.
Yeah, they're never going to have a Tom Selleck month.
Well, could you? I mean, Quigley Down Under.
No. Good movie, but I mean, it's not. Even if it were
He's
on
not a movie star.
Tuesday, but even if it were on Toxic Tuesday, it's not like how you guys you've done an Eastwood month. You've done
Yeah.
a Bond month. You've done a Burt Reynolds month now. He won't get his whole month though.
Yeah, probably not. What was that movie? Runaway was when he was with the and
Yeah,
Tom Selleck. That
that's
was
on
pretty good movie.
Michael Crichton.
I thought that was pretty good. Yeah.
Did you? I went to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
Kirstie Alley's in it. Was in that. I didn't think much of it. I don't think I've ever watched it since.
I don't think I paid for it. I saw it at home, but I thought it's okay. Here we got Darth Vader. That's an okay cover. Not great.
Runaway
Okay. Now,
was like 1983 or something.
for some reason, I was missing Labyrinth #1 out of my collection. I own 2 and 3, and we're talking about that. Number 2 is like going for $250. I don't know why.
Oh my god!
Someone explain it to me. Number 1 is about $80. So I said, let me buy the facsimile and complete
Oh,
my
they did a
collection.
facsimile.
I guess, or what do they call archive edition? Number 1 of a 3-issue series. Of course, David Bowie.
Just came out.
Just came out this month. Yeah, and that's the cover. I mean, that's
It's like
it.
a facsimile,
Number
right?
1. Yeah, but they're not calling it a facsimile. They're calling it archive edition. But it's It's got to be a facsimile. I mean, I don't know if it has the original ads in it, and I have to open it up and see. Yeah, so that's exact cover. So I own 2 and 3. I don't know why. Sometimes you miss books back then. I love Labyrinth. It's a great, great movie. Ludo smells bad. But of course that doesn't count because that's a reprint. This I don't know what's happening here.
The Hulk looks
I guess
too black. Looks like crap. I don't like the cover.
yeah, that's a horrible cover. The hair is bad. What's going on? What's this? Is
Hulk
that
looks
supposed
like
to
a
be the
blob.
harpy? Is that the harpy? Is that harpy who always used to fight the Hulk?
Maybe.
With
Doesn't
the
look like it
wings
to
and
me,
the
but I
claws?
guess
Could that be the harpy?
because she got wings.
Yeah, those look like
Oh,
wings
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
right?
Probably so. Ugh.
Is it harpy got frozen? I guess.
I guess some
But it's not drawn like a woman though.
mummified harpy.
I don't know what's going on there. That's a horrendous cover.
Oh boy!
Now, of course, this is awesome. Look at this. Donald Duck is
You
Iron
like
Man.
that?
I love this. Yeah, Mickey is Hawkeye.
West Coast Avengers #1.
This works, yeah, because they got Minnie as
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird,
Tigra is Daisy.
and Goofy is Wonder Man.
Goofy.
That's just awesome. I love this. I love these. Yeah, and I love the old classic Disney before the dark times, before
What
all the
if?
modern stuff. Yeah, and what did D-Bud? Yeah, did D-Bud like the red and the silver costume for armor?
I don't know. I have to
I'm
ask him.
asking it.
He's the Iron Man armor expert.
Did they call that the Silver Centurion armor? What was the name? What did they call that armor? Did they have a name for?
I
that's
defer to D-Bud on that one, but it was okay. It was better than some of the other armors, I thought. But
Yeah.
I like the traditional one. Well, one of the traditional ones. There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
He liked the
just
Silver
evokes
Centurion. There he goes. He said he liked the Centurion,
Yeah.
Silver Centurion armor. Thank you.
And that's what they called it. I thought that's what they called it, but I don't.
Yeah, it was okay.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's nice to shake things up once. Of course, you got the classic. You
They
always
messed
go to the
around with this
classic red and gold,
all the
but-
time. Yeah.
which he should. Iron Man's, engineers love to
Absolutely.
change things. So
All right. Yeah.
I like this cover. I think this is a good, well done cover.
For modern, it's
Although
not too bad.
Superman's face is not drawn well. That's the only
At
problem.
least he has the
Yeah,
S on the back of his cape.
Yeah, you got the
Give
S.
him that.
You got the bottle of Candor. George Jimenez did this, I think.
Jimenez. That's pretty good. Got Crypto. I'm always good for that.
Got Crypto. Superman's face is not that good though. On closer inspection,
No. Still,
it's
a
not
decent
bad. It's
cover.
not terrible. It's
Yeah.
not terrible.
Yeah,
That
it's
evokes cool. That's cool. So
Bottle
shout
City
out
of
to,
Candor looks weird, but
yeah. But how does a Bottle City work?
perspective.
Look anyway?
Perspective.
Yeah.
is weird there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, by
god!
the-
What in the hell?
This is Nightwing number 300.
Okay, and that's the cover you guys are gonna go with from
Well,
300.
they had about 20 covers for Nightwing or something.
Oh
ridiculous
my
for number
god!
300.
What was I thinking? Yes, it must be like 1,000 variants.
And I wasn't going to spend the extra dollar to get
How
a
bad
variant
do they
cover.
look?
Well, there's a couple of them where he's showing a lot of cheesecake. Let me just say. But yeah, it's just. I mean, it's not a good. I mean, it's interesting to appreciate what they're trying to do. It's just not not great art. I mean, it's so. I guess Marv Wolfman. I have Wolfman on the cover here.
Wolfman must have been a story for him.
Maybe a story or something.
He's the one
So
that
this,
turned him into that way.
what's that say down there? Happy Legacy 300th issue. God, that's tiny.
Wow.
What's it say here? Tribute to Edward.
Edward Mybridge. You got me.
It's a tribute. I don't know who that is. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but not for an issue 300. I think it's kind of funky, but see what they're going for. But I don't think it. I think it's a miss, though.
It's wowzer.
Yeah, I think it's a miss. Yeah.
JD Lewis says the Lee Weeks variant cover was better. Well, I like Lee Weeks, so I can imagine it would be.
It probably was, but I didn't want to pay the extra $1 because I'm a cheap SOP after buying all these. Yeah. Yeah, so there were 1,300,000 covers, and of course they're pushing them up as a quote unquote sex symbol these days. So they've had all these covers where it's like, oh god. And this is X-Men '97, which I like the cover number 1 better. This is not a bad cover, but it's not great. It's just you can't really see what's happening here. So
Ready for a shot?
what's the shock?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sitting down.
I've got that.
You got that? No, you don't buy new comics.
I don't, but I can.
Of course, this is from '97. This is from '97.
No, I didn't. Yeah, no, no, I didn't say I bought that.
Oh, someone gave it to you. Someone
You can have comics thrust upon you when you don't want. Certain person we both know, Minimus, popped by last week and put a couple of issue 1 and 2 of this on my door. I didn't know until my son got home and saw it at the door. And
he didn't even knock, right?
Yeah. No, he said he did, but I was in the back room and he didn't hear. I guess he said, "Knock, knock, knock." You didn't hear me. So what is your why? What did you do? We've talked about the cartoon, but I guess we had a conversation.
Good.
It's okay. I'm not either interested or anti-interested in the comic. I have no real desire one way or the other.
Yeah.
But he said he was at the shop, and the guy who works at the kid working at the shop, he asked him to draw something because he's an artist, on one of these comic box tops for him or whatever. He did it or whatever, and he wanted to give him something. He said because I don't know why he got under the impression that I think because we had a conversation about the comic. Somebody had mentioned it. I never said I wanted it. He knows I don't go buy new stuff. He said, "Yeah, let's give me those 2." He gave him the comics, and somehow I have to have them now.
What a nice guy.
I'm saying I appreciate the gift, but I don't buy anything anymore unless, even if I really want it, I almost don't do it because I have no room for anything anymore.
Yeah.
And he can't understand the concept of no room. If you're hearing me now, dude, I really appreciate it, but I have no room for anything.
I think Minimus has a pretty impressive collection from what I've seen on his picture posting. So, does he have like a warehouse, or how does he fit everything? Just stacked, everything stacked.
Yeah. Storage. One of those storage places you pay.
Oh, he has one of those. Yep.
He used to. I don't know if he has anymore.
Yep. No, the struggle is real. Yeah, where do you put all the stuff that you accumulate? And you hope your kids are going to want some of it someday, right? Yep.
By the way, don't get me wrong, everybody. I really appreciate it. When someone gives you a gift, you appreciate it. Love him. He knows I love him, but I was like, I don't remember him saying, "Man, I wish I could get that," or anything like that. It was like, I think we had a conversation that there was. I don't know. Somehow that brought up a conversation that there was a comic. That's all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the last one?
So that's the last one. Yep. So I think those are probably the two best of the new covers. Although honorable mention to, I don't know if anyone in the chat has read the new Ultimate Spider-Man number
Yeah, it's
one.
an alright cover.
That's pretty cool. I mean, and of course this kind of doesn't count, but this is like a fun, the fun variant cover. I love these, Disney characters. And I think this has got to be the worst one. Yeah.
Yeah. But you like the Disney one the most, of course.
Yeah, I like to do. Yeah, but of course that's an easy win. But yeah, like this is just God. That's just oofa. Not good.
Not
Yeah.
even sexy.
No, it's not. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think those two are actually not bad for uh modern day
Yeah.
stuff. Probably go with those two. But that's kind of you always had that sometimes a foreboding Spider-Man, looking over your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man looking over things. So, but this comic is taken off like crazy, which is funny in a way and sad because that's what fans always wanted. That's why I like Spider-Girl. And they have Peter Parker all grown up and married with a kid, and that's what this series. Of course, it's not that character of Spider Girl, but yeah, it just shows you how people put their money towards things they really want. Yeah,
Yeah. Gwag says that I have been giving away a bunch of my stuff to free up space. No point in holding on to stuff you aren't going back to. You're not going to go back and read. Yeah. Here's the thing.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever considered myself to. Maybe I've collected in the sense I bought comics. I'm never much of a collector. I have some friends who are hardcore collectors. There's some things I would like to have the full run of. In that sense, I am, I guess. But as far as a hardcore, now I guess look, if I had like money to burn and I had a big gigantic place to put it, I probably would go into collecting as a hobby and just getting everything. Since I can't do that, and I never will be able to do that, I just love the art form of comics. In other words, like some people will like they're collectors that will. I mean, it's garlic to a vampire when you mention a trade paperback or a hardcover or a digital or anything. They're like, oh my god, no, you got to have the original. And look, if that's the way you feel about it, more power to you. To me, these things, as much as it is cool to have the originals, and I think it's great, and I would I'm the same way in a sense. But the originals, that just happens to be the available method of getting that story out of the head and out of the hand of whoever created it. It's the vessel. That comic book paper is the vessel and that got it out there into the public. Then once it got out there, obviously that's if we never transcribed it, if we never reprinted anything or never transcribed it into the internet ether or whatever it was, eventually that stuff will be lost if they didn't reprint it. So I mean, I don't like when they screw with stuff when they reprint it. I hate that.
Yeah.
But as long as it's available, as long as when they keep reprinting it in book form, now of course, it's another story how the original creators have all been screwed. I hate that, but I'm saying,
yeah.
I want these things to be preserved, and the best way for them to be preserved, and the way for them to get to people, is to be continuously reprinted in various formats, and that comic is no less brilliant if it's and the art and the story, if it's in the original you're holding in your hand in 1955 or 1972 or 1984, whatever year that comic came out, than if you're reading a trade paperback in 2010 of something that was reprinted 20 or 30 or 40 years ago in slicker paper. Yes, it doesn't matter. That story and that art is still as perfect and wonderful. Yes, I understand that the new printing process and the coloring and the printing does make it look a little bit
changes it.
slicker. It changes it in some ways. It doesn't change the story though. The art will look a little bit different because it is reprinted. But I'm sorry, that story's got to endure somehow. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
to me, it's the art form and the story that matters the most. That's not knocking collectors. I love my collector friends. And again, if I could, I'd get every single the original issue of some of my favorite comics and still get the trades and hardcovers of them. I have them on a nice shelf. I love seeing them on the shelf like that.
Yep.
But and like Wag says right there, I just want to be able to read the stories. I don't care what format they're in. That's me. That's me. I like to have the volume for the full story. The full story. I agree with MMM. Yeah. How can Rogue drain Juggernaut's powers? He has a force field. His powers are magic, not natural. Writers forget this when the plot demands it. Indeed, are true. MMM, yep. I prefer stories. Just like a wife. She's a vessel. Wow. I prefer omnibus editions over the epic collections as they reprint the letters pages in the omnibus. Yeah, I love omnibuses and omnibuy. At least some of them do anyway. But I do like the epic collections if I can get one cheap. If I find it, I only get the trades or the epic collections, Gwag, if it's dirt cheap. Like you find them somewhere, like on a rack for like $5 and $10, even 10, which or like at the Ollie's for real cheap. Aside from that, I'd love to get I would like to have the omnibus because they do, like he says, they reprint the letters pages and stuff.
No, it's fun. It's really fun to see that stuff. Yeah, you want the whole original experience of reading the comic, and sometimes it's just too damn much money to buy that original issue. It's just some comics are unattainable, and some if it's 20, 30, 40, $50 for an issue, just an issue, and you want to read it and enjoy it, that's the way to go.
And some people would like a boy D, but he reads his originals. He's when he reviews Spider-Man with us on the third flavors, he reads his originals. I don't think he's got them bagged aboard or anything, and I respect the hell out of that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the coolest thing I've ever heard. But I still like to have me a big old omnibus with stories compiled and stuff, or even a decent trade. That's true. I agree. Could not those omnibus spines look good on the shelf? They really do. Glinzer, what's up, man? TVBs and omnibuses are far preferable over digital. Yep, and also shock you again. Hey, Oliver says John Cena's Peacemaker might make a possible appearance in James Gunn's Superman film. Well, why not? Everyone else is. Yeah. I hear you, Glinzer, but I don't even mind digital for just if I'm reviewing stuff. I enjoyed the digital to be able to do it really fast. But if it's a comic I love, I want to have either the trade or the regular issue. Digital is only useful for like when you're reviewing stuff and showing it on the screen and everything.
Yeah.
And they got every damn comic ever made at your fingertips, except, by the way, one we found out about tonight. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't, right? Yep.
He sent it to me through a Facebook message. I got it. At least I can read it. That pissed me off. And this, that's the one Legion Archives I don't have.
You're missing that, right?
I'm missing. I think I'm missing 2. And I'm missing it. That's in the one of the ones I don't have. R says, I prefer trades because they usually contain a complete story. I only get original issues from the bargain bin these days. I only read digital and free sites. Yeah, same here. Guilty. I can't wait for the Hulk omnibus. It includes number 251. Gwag. I see what you did there. It has my letter in it. That letter is so embarrassing. You're the one who told Raquel about that, are you? She one day
would she read a trade paperback?
Raquel sent something to me about that letter I printed. She sent it because I think you sent the picture of it or something, Gwag. Maybe you. I guess it was you. I don't know. And I meant to ask her how she knew about that. And that's you. I knew it was you. Damn you, Gwag! Damn you. I appreciate that, buddy. That's good. I hate that thing so much. Dude, in my defense, I was 15 years old, man. Or 50 or 16. And And I take back any nice words I said about Bill Mantlo. Because now I'm mad at him. Now I'm mad at him. So I'm uncovering a lot of things through research about certain writers that I used to like. Think they were really cool.
Yeah. Well, Mantlo though is a tragic story though. Bill Mantlo.
Matthew Penn, I'll be reading that after the stream. Yeah, I had a letter printed. I'm not proud of it. No, thank you, Quag. The letter is fantastic, Clobbern. It was awesome to get a letter published. Yeah, but the thing is, again, I had totally forgotten about it. It was out of my memory for almost 40 years. Let's see, 30-something years until 2016. I'm telling you, it was not. I mean, you could have asked me, "Hey, you ever got a letter printed in the Marvel comic?" And I would have said no. I would have said no. I would have said, "Nah." No, I wish. I wrote some, but no. Marvel or DC either, and I wrote some of them too. I tried to vote in the DC the Legion elections they had. So I got contacted by a buddy of mine that I used to work with in the '80s at the comic shop, who and he used to run a movie theater down there, and I used to hang out with him all the time. He'd moved to Houston. We'd lost kind of contact until Facebook. You know how it goes. Someone contacts you on Facebook you hadn't talked to in 20 years. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah.
Well, he probably, I don't think I've told you this already, but he contacted me because we would always exchange. We were friendly. We didn't hang out or anything. We didn't see each other because he was in Houston, and he contacted me and he sent me a picture of the letter. He said, "Is this you? This is you." I said, "What?" I said, I was floored. I was like, "No, what the hell?" Hey, Sean Carter from Mars. Good to see you there, buddy. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, "No way." But I looked at it. That was my address. That was my stupid name. And then when I read the letter, I'm like, maybe that's why I blotted it out of my mind because I don't want to. Maybe I may have bought that issue and didn't read the letters page, didn't thinking I was going to get one printed. I don't remember that. I have no idea what I did. I just know, and I have, as bad as my short-term memory is, my memory for that era. So I don't know how I missed it. I may have missed it. I don't know because I was bought the comic, and it's a Michael Golden cover, has the 3D man on it.
Awesome, yeah.
So I said, "Holy crap!" I was blown away. And I showed it to a picture to a couple of friends of mine. I texted it to them and said, "Yeah, you're even in the Grand Comics database that mentions you wrote the letters in each issue." So what in the hell? So I was cringy.
You're famous.
Cringy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so famous. Yeah, right. It was cringy, but I'm like, well, that's me, all right. And that's that. I mean, I think I'd mentioned it a couple of times here in passing, and somehow Gwag knew about it. I think Gwag's probably heard me talk about it before.
Well, you are famous. You're a YouTuber and you're published in DC Comics. Yeah.
I'm not famous. No, Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics, yeah.
As far as I remember, no DC letters.
Okay. I never wrote a letter to any of the comics that I read. I kind of wish I did it, just for fun. Who knows if I've gotten in, but
I wanted to win a no prize.
Do you ever get it or no?
No. I tried once or twice when they said, whoever guesses so and so, you get a no prize.
Yeah.
RR said, Bobby, it would actually kind of suck owning Action Number 1. It's so valuable that you'd be afraid to ever read it.
That's
defeats
true.
the purpose. Yes, and if you don't sell it, then you didn't you get to say, you get bragging rights, and that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, because there aren't too many good copies of it left. Gwag also says you probably don't like it because you weren't critical. It was nice of that's exactly right. I was nice to Stan Lee in that, and I'm not proud. Well, I didn't know what I know now. By the way, in my defense, I've seen things written by Alan Moore, believe it or not, praising Stan Lee, and then a few years later you started learning truths, and just saying. The more you know.
Yeah, that's what's important. Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, my mic has made it this long. I'm gonna have to hope that new one's better. I mean, I'm worried about it because it might
So
not be as good.
you're getting the fine one, the fine one.
Yeah,
I just checking my Twitter. I was out all day, but checking my Twitters. Yep. So
yeah.
that should be a good one. That should be good as long as
Number one
the
says
one
she
thing I
loves hers.
the one thing I found was sometimes if the mic is too far away from you, depending on how your desk is set up. Like if you have a high desk, then those are good. But you just want to make sure you can get the mic close
It's
to your.
it's gonna be pretty close.
Yeah, depending. Like my desk is really low, so if I need to have like the mic, lift the mic up. But if you have a high desk, then you're good. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And like I said, you can always it's Amazon. You can always if it doesn't sound good, you can always return the sucker, right? So that's
Yeah.
free returns. Yep. So
MMM. By the time Marvel got Disney, Stan was not out of the picture. He was a figurehead being used in movies, so he had no control or anything. He was out retired and going to cons and stuff. He never had anything. He didn't have, in fact, he hadn't had control of anything since the 70s, really. And I agree with that, though. Kevin Feige sucks. Hey, did you see that trailer, by the way, for hey, Canadian Spidey? What's
yeah,
up,
Canadian
dude?
Spider-Man. Great
You
to
saw
see
the
you.
trailer for Deadpool Wolverine?
I didn't get a chance to watch it today. No, I had to duck into work and got some orders, which was good, thankfully. And then went over to my brother-in-law's house for Passover dinner
Oh,
and
okay. Oh, nice. Yeah.
had that
Cool.
massively good prime rib that I sent you the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that was good.
Niceness. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Well, the trailer, we're not going to show it here anyway, folks. We can't
Yeah.
show it, but the trailer, it looked kind of funny. It was almost like they were going out of the way to say the F word a million times. Say, hey, we're Disney.
Yeah.
They didn't, I can guarantee him, they didn't listen to Stanley, even if they did. I don't think they had a dialogue with him. That's my opinion, but we'll just have to, we will respectfully not necessarily agree on that. Stan didn't have any power or control over anything. Avi Arad didn't even have any, and he was over Stan. So it's all Feige there. Stan was just walk on and do cameos. Good night,
Yep.
J.D. Lewis. But anyway, oh yeah, it's everything. Like, how many trailers have you seen that drop the F word and stuff?
Well, they can in a trailer, right?
They
Because
did in this.
they got to show. I thought.
It's probably because they're saying, "Look, it's Disney, but we're edgy."
Well, they're probably going to do it. Can you have, or if it's just online, I guess maybe. But I thought all the trailers had
it's
to
a
be
red
like
band trailer.
PG-13.
Well, it's maybe a red band trailer, but they don't usually do that. And I don't know. It's in the trailer. LR said, "Club, in your opinion, what's the worst betrayal of comic fans in a comic book story? Might have to do DC Marvel separately." Wow, betrayal of comic book fans. Let's see. Yeah, Sean Carlos F bombs and thought the same thing. Could only think that Fakey doing that. Yeah, they think they're. Good night, D Bud.
Take care, D Bud.
I think they're doing it just to say, look, we're Disney, but we can say afterward too. So whatever. I don't know. Who knows?
Congrats. It doesn't even make.
In any trailer, that's weird for a Disney movie. So, but they think they're being edgy, whatever. But he looks like at least he's wearing his Wolverine outfit, except for the headpiece. So, in your opinion, listen. Well, I think probably the biggest was the one Gwagnar mentions. One More Day. Yeah. The Clone Saga was not very popular. So let's see, Betrayal to Fans. One New Day might qualify as the biggest. Not necessarily on a personal level for me, because I wasn't reading the comic anymore at that point. So I wasn't reading Marvel. So it didn't affect me personally. I didn't care. I have my own personal ones. But if I were to be just pragmatic about it for a minute and say the worst or the biggest, because fans the fan uproar is so big, you almost probably couldn't find anyone that doesn't hate it. Got to be one more day. What do you think?
I think so, but in one regard, the Clone Wars,
Clone
the
Saga
Clone
was
Saga,
sucked,
they
yeah.
were actually allegedly planning to have Ben Riley actually replace Peter Parker and say that the clone was the Spider-Man that we knew and loved all those years, and Ben Riley was quote unquote the original Spider-Man that we didn't who was stuck in a tube somewhere or whatever the heck with that
Right.
ridiculous story. And then I think
It was
the fan up.
a smokestack or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just he was in storage or whatever. But I think that fans were just so upset by that. They said they're not, they backtracked on that. That's just my understanding from the time. I could be wrong, but I think that's what had happened. So they backtracked.
I
'Cause,
think that's the most
even though,
infamous.
yeah, because
Yeah, Clone Saga sucked. But good.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say because does it really matter? Well, you don't want to have your favorite hero clone because that means then anyone can be Spider-Man.
Well, that's out the
Uh,
window now.
yeah, and you want to know that you're following the original all those years. So that add have the
Yeah.
clone. That was the clone. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, but I actually am acquainted with an individual or two that like the Clone Saga, as boggling as that may be. I don't like it, but I'm saying
No.
I've yet to meet anyone that will defend One More Day. Not saying
think
they're
those
not
are
out there.
Yeah.
They might well be out there. And I don't care. I have no dog in the hunt because I dumped Marvel. I hated Straczynski's. Straczynski's run was garbage to me anyway. And then when he pulled that crap at 9/11 with that comic, I'm like, man, so I was out of there. I didn't give a shit what they did. But I'm saying, and I'm just to be the biggest one. And then when I say I'm judging it as biggest because every fan hates it, and even people that aren't really that big of a Spider-Man fan will hear I go, yeah, that sucks, man. That's stupid. Even if I don't read the book. Like listen, RR saying, not a Spider-Man fan, but that sounded awful. I feel real sorry for the fans of the character. Yeah. But as far as DC, let's see, she's got another one here. There were only comic fans that he says, there were the only comic fans that I ripped up and threw in the garbage when
the
comics in the garbage when I finished reading them.
The One More Day ones, yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure how many fans there are of Alpha Flight, but I thought Byrne killing off Guardian so early in the series was an FU. Oh yeah, FU fans. It was. I mean, I already dumped the book, but in genuine constant race, gender swapping and stuff. Do comics and money. Yeah, Glenzer, and I'm with you there. Well, for me personally, it was John Byrne's horrifically garbage Superman reboot, but that's on a personal level because
some people do like
myself.
that. Yeah.
Myself, well, I was going to get there. No, I'm fair. I don't try not to be. I would rather not. I'd rather be completely unfair, but I'm not going to do it. All right. I am, our namesake of the show, Mark C. loved Byrne, and he loved that reboot. A lot of my friends at the time who were closer to young adults, unlike, he was a lot younger, hated Byrne's Superman reboot, but people liked it. So I just remember I prefaced my remark saying on a personal level, that's the one I hate the most. There have been a lot of horrible things done in comics. I mean, just in terms of something that destroyed something that I love.
Yeah.
So that's just for me. I understand a lot of people like it. I'm not getting in that argument tonight. I'm just saying I've done it too much. It took me about like 20 something years, but I got to a point like I'm not arguing about it anymore. I can't. And then but I made an exception for Mark C when he first started this channel because he wanted to do it. So I'm not going to start it up again, but I'm just answering his question. Yeah. I answered this question on a pragmatic level. There's nothing bigger than One More Day as the most hated. I mean, because you're talking about Spider-Man, one of the most, popular characters of all time. For example, if I mentioned an issue of a comic that's so obscure no one even read and cared about, that infuriated me, but it was a relatively smaller comic, then that would just be a personal thing, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, there are people who like the Byrne reboot. So I can't say, and honestly, it's the biggest betrayal because people are split up on it. But it's the one I hate the most personally. But as far and what was done to the Legion, there are a lot of things they've done. Look, I could write a book on all the things comics have done to destroy characters I love, comic companies, Marvel and DC. But I have to admit, there's nothing quite like even the Clone Saga. Some people liked that's up there or down there. I got to admit, One More Day is the one that gets the most noise, and probably rightly so. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Because Clone Saga people despise, but then the story never went anywhere. You know, you end up with Ben Riley. And I think Ben Riley is still shooting his webs around these days still, but he didn't replace Spider-Man. I think if he had replaced Spider-Man, that might be you know, of course we're seeing that happen now with Miles Morales. We're not good at that one, but yeah, I think that you know, maybe that would have been One More Day is the thing that really people still miffed off. Well, you mentioned the Clone Saga. It's kind of those were a bunch of horrible issues, and of course I think the Clone Saga just kept going on and on and on.
I wouldn't
too,
mind
right?
that either. Again, it's another thing I just
Yeah.
didn't buy it.
You didn't buy it, but I think it lasted forever too. Like they kept
It
making
did
it
go on.
longer and longer and longer, adding you know, issues. You know, the story kept going, and but because it was I think because it was you know, overwritten, shall we say, it doesn't have that lasting effect that One More Day does when they got rid of MJ, and that just you know, just drove people crazy to see, you know, MJ regular, you know, and Spider-Man, that whole relationship uh lost, you know.
Yeah.
So because you follow these characters and you fall in love with these characters, and you know, you just don't want that to happen. I mean, where you're
Yeah. Well, I
just
got a pretty big hate list, but if I'm being honest, the one that affects me the least is probably the most famous one of all. It would be One More Day. I was trying not to just answer within my own personal, although I gave my personal one. But yeah, was it? I could make a long list of the things I hate most of comics, and there's one of them. Gwag. 5 years later, that's another one that's up there with the Byrne reboot that I hate, that destroyed my Legion. Rest his soul, but screw Keith Giffen for doing that. Rest his soul. I love the guy's work, a lot of it. Also, he was pissed me off and he liked to kill Karate Kid all the time. But yeah, 5 years later is filth to me. Oh man, I hate it. But yeah, let's see what.
I hear you. Yeah.
Unfortunately, issue 1 of that Legion is the only comic I have signed by Keith Giffen. Unfortunately, oh wow, man, I bought it. I tried to read it for about over a year, and not good. But what do I know? There were people who would defend it by saying it's different. I used to get this guy that I'd go to the comic shop every week when that was coming out, and we would argue about it. I mean, we were friends, or friendly. And his biggest every time he couldn't argue because his biggest defense was, well, it's different. Let's say, what does that have to do with anything? Yeah, it's different. What does that mean? I can if I go over there right now and pick up some dog shit out of the yard over there and eat it. I've never done that before, so it would be different. But should I do that? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't enjoy it. So go eat dog shit, and I'll say, and when you complain, I'll say, well, it's different. Give me something more than this different. Ooh, right? You get mad at me and yell at me after, like, okay, I was pretty. You might surprise you that I got a little. I could really get in rattles people's cage.
Yeah.
I know, it's a shocker. But yeah, that's the fun. But again, that's geek fun there, man. Again, that's the good old days when you could go to the comic shop and just argue about stupid comic book shit.
There was no politics to argue about.
No. We just got
Garbaggio stuff.
I think it sucked. Oh, I thought it was great. What's wrong with you? Yeah, there was dims were the days, baby.
Yeah, just argue about what you liked and didn't like, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he'd always go crazy. How could my friend not like that? That was the greatest thing ever. How could you not like it? You know,
or vice versa. Yeah, you're right. Either way, you're like, wait a minute. Yeah, those were we need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Just being able to argue about geek shit, whether it's good or not, and why'd you like it, I didn't, or why'd I like it, you didn't, or whatever. That's the times there.
Yeah, and
And
you
why?
want to take things personally too. A lot of days, a lot of times, people take things personally too when someone likes or doesn't like something, and like what you want to like, It's
Yep.
that's what's fun. If there's something that only you like, make that your thing, and just ignore the heck out of it. Yeah. So
Yeah, Matthew Pounder, I'm with you. That's terrible what they did to Block. Was also terrible what right before that what they did to Paul Crenn. Damn him. Anyway, let's see. We're about to get out of here, but let's just answer this one.
yeah.
R&D says, Clobby, Mark, and everyone. What about Nightfall? Boy, don't get me started. Interesting
Oh, I
idea.
love
We all
Nightfall.
knew Bruce would be back. We all knew Bruce would be back. Just a stunt. Thoughts? Yes, just a stunt. All right. First of all, almost immediately following that lame ass Death of Superman drivel, which was a bigger publicity stunt. They said, "Well, look, when that's not going to last so long. We're going to get this minor hit in sales because they've gone down since the Byrne reboot." And Xerox Hour didn't really do it for him. I know it's 0 Hour. I call it Xerox Hour.
You just did, yeah.
That's not that. What they did to Hal Jordan was one of the worst pieces of shit ever. Making him parallax, making him a murderer. I hate. Anyway,
Yeah.
I didn't care about the Death of Superman thing. I was just laughing at it the whole time. Harlan Ellison's commentary on that Death of Superman was hilarious. Oh my God! Have you ever seen that when he was on?
No.
Remember the show Sci-Fi Buzz on the Sci-Fi Channel when Harlan Ellison was watching? Harlan did a commentary on that show I guess it was Sunday nights or whatever it was. That was freaking great, man. Anyway, so Nightfall. I was just as soon as I heard what was going to happen, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I wasn't even reading up. To be fair, as the kids say, I think kids say that, don't they? I'm just gonna.
They do say that. Yeah, they do say that. Yeah.
To be fair, now I
do,
feel like a kid and a dumbass at that, but then I always feel like a dumbass. To be fair, I wasn't reading. I was kind of leaving. I wasn't reading many DC titles anyway, so I didn't care much. But they were announced Batman's going to get his back broken by this Bane dude. And look, I love Chuck Dixon. He's a cool dude. I saw Bane and I'm like, what? Batman's going to get his back broken. It's going to be a gimmick. And here's, like you just mentioned when you asked the question, you preface your question, RR. You saying, interesting idea. We all knew Bruce would be back. Well, they're right there. We did, which means the stakes are dumb anyway. We knew that they wanted to give an excuse to create a bunch of silly drama and a bunch of useless drama to stir up sales. And then once you got the shock, you have a two-pronged shock. Death of Superman, resurrection of Superman. In the middle, splinter out, make it seem for a while he's never coming back, even though you knew he would somehow. And then, but you still managed, you managed to create the doubt somehow. And so people liked all those splinter books that were coming out and all those different, that Reign of the Superman and all that twaddle. I thought it was lousy, terrible comics. And I did read a good portion of them, but I was at my friend wanted a comic shop. I didn't buy them, I got to admit. But see, I was married. I was married at the time to a woman that only bought some of the Superman titles that I didn't want. So I had to buy all of them, which pissed me off. So I kept up with them so I could criticize them. But Batman wasn't the same. She didn't buy those. Okay. So they're doing it to Batman. I wasn't buying the Batman title. And I'm like, this is so stupid. But Batman getting his back broken pisses me off. He should get his back broken. So they break his damn back. And it's like, yeah, I love Jim Aparo. I think he did the art on that one, if I remember correctly now. It's been a while. I just don't. And they're putting who? This guy I don't know in this costume. What was it? John Paul Valley or whatever.
Paul Valley.
Valley.
You think if he was
Azrael?
Azrael. Do you think if he ended up being popular that they would have gone with him as the new Batman?
Not a chance. No.
Not a chance, right? Yeah.
Not back then.
Not
now
back
it's
then,
different. Right? No, hell no. No.
What if he was a woman?
They never. Well, yeah, but again, not back then, but now. I mean, no. They were never gonna. It was never permanent. No one ever believed it. It's like that real long, crazy video that was that Max Landis made about the death of Superman. He was complaining
Mhm.
about how they should have left him dead. He said because they ruined DC Comics, killed Death with that. Of course they did, but they used to, like Harlan
It's a
Ellison
comic
said.
book.
Like Harlan Ellison said, DC killed Superman two times a year. They always kill him. This is just a stretch out gimmick. They're never going to kill him. So why'd you think for any second that they would kill him? At that point, only Uncle Ben and Bucky stayed dead, and Gwen
Yep.
Stacy were three
And Captain Marvel.
at that point, and Marvel.
Yeah.
But it was
Marvel.
still kind of new with Marvel. So we
Pretty
didn't know.
rare though.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. So it was it was comic books, dude. So we all knew it was going to come back, but they were managed to milk the whole night. It was Nightfall thing, and I just didn't get into it. I just like, whatever. I'm not buying the title anyway. To be fair to them, I wasn't into many DC books at that point, and I just kind of blah. But I thought it was just stupid that he had his back broken by some dude. Batman's better than that, and that's why on Batman the Animated Series, when Bane shows up on there, and he actually.
Yep.
There's a scene where I almost go, oh no, he's going to break his back because he had him in the back break position. And then Batman became Batman. I was working downtown at a job. I was at a security job down there. It was a Saturday morning, and I was watching that on a little black and white TV that I brought. And when he beat him, he ended up cutting this Venom feed and beating the crap out of him and throwing him on Rupert Thorne's desk. Like, is this the best you can throw at me, Rupert? I called a buddy of mine after that, and I yelled in this loud place. I was all by myself in the front office. I yelled, "Kick his ass!" I was so glad to see that's Batman. Batman won't get his neck, will not get his back broken by anybody.
But that's why they had such a great payoff in the series at the end. I mean, I love Nightfall. I know I see why you don't like it, but I just love that whole storyline. I love the writing on that. And some people in the shop didn't think Batman would we'll be like, he's gonna come back, don't you? And they're like, but what if he doesn't? What if Jean Paul Valley? And it did. I think it was so much better than the death of Superman storyline because at least it was, every rogue had been released from Arkham, and Bane was supposed to be a great mastermind. So he's masterminding this. He's in the beginning. He's not just using brute strength, which is why the Bane character in Batman and Robin was just so terribly done. God rest Jeep Swenson. And I don't know why I can always remember Jeep Swenson's name, and I can't remember certain things. But
Jeep Swenson, I don't know.
Jeep Swenson. Why do I remember his name? God bless him. He
Joe Dog.
away. Hey, Joe Dog. But
I
I do really like, and I can see where you're coming from, where it's a cheap take. But if you realize Batman's coming back and he triumphs in the end, and Batman kicks ass while he's in a wheelchair. I love that scene. Bruce Wayne
in a small story, maybe, but not dragging it out over.
That's
a sales gimmick.
And they put it in random. There's a couple of random issues you had to buy. To get the whole series, you had to buy like obscure. They shouldn't say obscure, but titles that didn't have anything to do with Batman. It was just annoying. But and of course that was when crossover-itis just took over too and became an evil thing.
It was already pretty bad.
And Jean Paul Valley was just such a horrible character too. I mean, it was just so bad. It was just the antithesis of Batman.
Yeah,
but you're right. Maybe it probably did run too long. But I did really enjoy that. And every month when that came out, that was my first book I read. Was
well, you were 4 years younger than me, remember? So I mean,
true.
Age does factor in when you're that young buying comics. Even
yeah,
you were a young adult, and I was getting closer to middle age. Well,
yeah.
I mean, now I'm not even at that time. You think you're middle aged when you're 30, but
yeah.
What year was that?
39, like 30. Oh man,
93, 94, somewhere.
Yeah,
I think it was. No, look, a lot of people. Look, hey, look, I've come to Jesus with it now. I don't care, man. I'm stuff like that doesn't bother me as much anymore. I'm kind of when you ask the questions like that, I try to put myself in the mindset of where I was thinking, what my thought process was back then. I still don't like it much, but compared to other crap that's going on in the water under the bridge. But yeah, I personally didn't like it, but I realized that a lot of people really did.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we got to think out our own circle sometimes. My circle of friends probably bitched and moaned about it, but we had a lot of people that were into it, especially the Death of Superman. With Nightfall also a little bit as well. But, I should have asked about the worst stunt. To me, got Death of Jason Todd, in my opinion, is macabre and morally repugnant. I dropped Batman. That was a terrible publicity stunt as well.
Yeah.
That was garbage. But I did vote to kill the little shit because I had a comic shop at the time and I couldn't stand him. I like Dick Grayson. He's my Robin.
Did it? It was a very few. I mean, it was a pretty close vote, wasn't it? It was a phone poll, right?
Yeah. It was a 976 poll before it was called, you dialed 1976 or whatever. Kill him. Yeah. So yeah.
And you had to pay back then, right, to vote? Didn't you, when you called one of those numbers?
Yeah, it was a pay call. Yeah.
It was a pay
I think
call,
it was,
right? Yeah.
Can't remember how much, 50 cents or something. Yeah. It was back then they had what you called 976 numbers, wasn't an 800, but it was like something like that.
And they had both issues ready to go too, right? If you lived or not.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ironhide said Nightfall was definitely gimmicky. However, the Bat titles were directed by Denny O'Neil. Yep, and I love Denny O'Neil. And written and drawn by some of the best talents in the biz. It's still a really well-crafted story. I hear you, Ironhide. Maybe I'll go back and read it one day. Now that
Did you ever? You never read it, or you said you kept up with it?
I did. I even had the They did a novelization with an audio book too.
Okay, so
there's an audio book of it.
Wow.
The audio drama. The audio drama of Kingdom Come is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Did you ever? We've talked about that before.
Oh, you've talked about it before, yeah.
It's on YouTube. And after Kingdom Come, the comic came out, and the special edition came out and added an ending. Then Elliot Macken adapted it into a novel form, and then they did an audio drama that was done like a radio show type thing, radio play. And it was like four cassettes. It was a big set. I couldn't wait for it. And I would get it. I was go to my friend's shop. I was working a different job, but I got a buddy of mine on a job at my friend's shop, and so we'd go there all the time. And whenever we would go on the road on road trips and stuff, we would take it out. We would listen to it, and we were mesmerized by it. We would laugh so much because it's so cornball. We loved Kingdom Come, but this was so stupid. So the voices are so cringy and so cornball, over the top, outrageously stupid that it's funny it's so funny. And we would walk around quoting it all the time, acting like it out and stuff. We couldn't get it out of our head. And so we listened to it all the time, riding around, like when we go on road trips and different stuff like that. It was so if you ever could just like pull it up on YouTube and listen to a few minutes of it, it's bad.
That bad, yeah.
That bad in a good way. It's so bad it's good. It's so funny itself. And it's a shame because it kind of belittles or demeans a really good story. I'm not a big Wade guy, but I think he and Ross did a good job on this one. And it's not, it would be great to see a movie of it, an animated movie that looks like the style of Ross's art, but that, but it doesn't happen. But man, it's so laughably stupid. What can you do?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been on enough, almost to 3 hours. And I appreciate you coming hanging with me. Wow. In 1986, I racked up a $200 phone bill from my parents.
Wow.
You're not the only. I think I did that pretty high one time at a car dealership I worked at back then. It's around the same year, calling a girl in another state. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, oopsies.
Yeah. So, now it's free to call anywhere, right? God.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I had years ago. Good night, Joe. I did computer consulting work, just helping people. And there was his son was in college, and he wanted to talk to his girlfriend in another college. It was long distance. They were back then. They had these third-party programs you could buy to do what we're doing right now, but it was through dial-up, so it never worked, or you just didn't have the bandwidth. But it was like, because then they wanted to talk for free, and then I think Skype came out eventually. This is like before Skype. It was just, it's just so easy to talk now. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank everybody for being here with us tonight. Anything you want to announce?
Yeah, I'm gonna Try.
Let's do this real
Sure.
quick.
Yep.
Marvel Secret
Go for
Empire
it.
storyline where Captain America becomes the agent of Hydra may have been Marvel's big betrayal of their comic fans, but it was the only way to sell Captain America comics. But it didn't sell them long, did it? Yeah, it was
Yep.
pretty horrible though, Oliver. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I think yep. I'm gonna try to do a member stream this weekend. Hopefully, do another one, and maybe do some videos. And of course, Toxics Tuesday tomorrow night. Smoking the Bandit. Looking forward to that, and we'll be doing some watch parties for Blake 7, and try to do Night Stalker, and looking forward to hanging out late night Fortnite on Friday night, and of course can't wait for Saturday Night Star Trek. Got to see if we have maybe we'll have 4 good episodes this week.
Yeah. Sean Carter, thank you. Have a good one.
Take care, Sean Carter.
Maybe they will be just terrific episodes.
Yeah, and Sean's doing a Baldur's Gate, which is a great game. Are you doing the new Baldur's Gate or the first Baldur's Gate or one of the older ones? Let me put Sean's chat in there. So, excuse me. Link in the chat. That's what I meant to say. There we go. So if you're going to go watch Sean play Baldur's Gate, go for it.
All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here pretty quick. We won't do the shout outs, all the shout outs. We'll do some show notes really quickly. Tomorrow night, I won't be on Tom Connor's channel because it will be out. And then I'm going to get home. If I don't know about this microphone, I might go to Toxic Tuesday. I don't know.
You have to go.
But Wednesday, I'm going to have a new microphone. I'll see.
If you don't show up, I'm making you read Stargirl.
I'll read it? I don't want to read
it.
I'm not going to read that. I can't read. I forgot how to read. So, let's see. I don't know if Loki's going to have a comic roundtable, but if he does, I'll be there. Wild Card Wednesday night. Hopefully, I'll have an actual microphone by then, a good one. I hope. Well, we'll see. Thursday night. It is, of course, the Clubhouse with the great Mark D with the C and the most wonderful First Officer, Commander R.M. Briggs. Blake 7 episode, Kolchak Night Stalker episode, Star Trek Unlimited comic reviews of all. And then Thursday night over with Tom. Before that, that's Thursday night. Going too fast. Then Friday night. Fantastic Fridays continue.
Nice.
With reviewing the great Jack Kirby's legendary run on the world's greatest comic magazine, the Fantastic Four, number 1 through 102, and the first 6 annuals, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 7 Eastern. 7 Eastern, sorry. On J-Man's great channel with Sean and myself. And there's, of course, 32 Flavors with Nick Weiser's great show on Friday nights. The Friday Night Comic Shop Talk, 8:30 Central Standard Time. And then there's, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek, which I will be reviewing along with our wonderful First Officer Raquel, 4 more scintillating episodes of Star Trek for Season 6. And then, of course, coming soon to a Clobbern Times near you, ranking every single episode and rating Star Trek, the original series, maybe even the animated and the movies as well. And, of course, end your Week in Geek at the great Mark D with the C, the Chief Engineer's channel. Please go to his channel and subscribe. Everyone needs to be able to put the link in there if you have not already.
Thank you. Yep.
The Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you might even get a little eatery. You never know, but you'll definitely get the geekery. So thank you all so much. Appreciate you all so much for being here. Our great wrenches, Eric K., Chris Persia, D-Bot Martin, Lord Toth, J-Man, Maddie's Daddy, Cal-Well, Fanty Outside, Max Redstone, Larry, and all of you who hung out with us tonight. I'm going to get out of here quick, so I just want to thank you all for being here. Anyone who listened on a download or lurked out there, your lurkers or any of that, thank you so much. We'll get you all shouted out Wednesday night. Well, I shouted out when I came in to begin with, but we're going to have to run. But I want to thank you, and have an extraordinary week. And we'll be right here with you.
word is given.
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby's Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
I just love clobbering time.